kind of points here on their opening possession. They're at about the 25-yard line, which would be what, about a 42-yard field goal, Frank?
Yeah, give or take. It should be.
All right. Well, let's see what Coach Potter has up his sleeve. If it's going to be a pass play to try to get that first down, or if they're just going to try to kind of drop it in the middle of the 20 or so and set up the field goal. Well, delayed handoff looks like that looks like Jason Hellwig to me, Frank, running there.
Hellwig to the 21.
To the 21.
All right, so got a couple more yards there, but it's looking like it's going to have to be a field goal attempt unless this is in sort of a no man's land territory. It's hard to tell whether or not if there's any wind. We know it's cold in upstate New York today, but it looks like they're going to go for it on fourth down and 4.
See what they do. He's in
Quick
trouble.
drop
Back
back.
the other way, boys.
Yep. And looks like he's got the first down.
Had a dodge.
That's what
indeed.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to like about these, 6'2", 3 athletic quarterbacks who can run the ball. We know that Jason's a baseball player. It looks like he, stole a base there, kind of snuck around the the Alfred defense and picked up a big first down. So now they've got 1st and 10 from looks like about the 16 or 17-yard line here. And it looks like back to Code right up the middle, and he's going in the end zone, I think, Frank. Oop, real close.
Close.
1st and goal coming up. Yeah, as we get closer to playoff football, okay. Handoff. Yep, he's in. That's a touchdown. Impressive opening drive for the Golden Eagles. Wasted little time with only less than about 5 minutes since kickoff. I think there's a little over 10 minutes left. Yeah, we got the rocket ship there, the offensive lineman launching the running back. You got to love that. And I see the person sort of in the top corner of the left end zone, Frank, in sort of a pink parka. That's where you and I were set up in September of 2018 for our our on the road show up there.
Oh, memories. How long ago was that?
Yes, indeed. Feels like it was a lot longer than just a year plus ago. But
so we got another quad box for you to look at as well here, folks. We have the MIT game, the Becker game, the what is that, Framingham State game, and the Catholic response. We'll see if they're able to respond there.
Yep.
Coming up in a little bit.
It'll be interesting to see in the Catholic game as we recapped in our Week 9 review. Brady Berger, their star quarterback, was knocked out of that game, and they had a freshman come in and win it. Oh, looks like Endicott just scored.
Indeed, they did. And Stevenson also on the board at 7-0. We'll try to be on top of these a little bit better than this as the day goes on.
Well, look at that, Tom. Look at that, Frank. With only 14:46. I mean, that must have been a kickoff return for a touchdown on that one. Let me see if I can pull that deal up, because that was like a one and done. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Stevenson. Oh, that must have been a pretty good kickoff return, because the touchdown was only a 28-yard pass on the first play of the game, so must have been a long return there.
Western New England it looks like it's going to be forced to punt, or no, they just got the ball back after forcing Becker to punt. Let's take a look at Western New England's first drive.
Oh, wait a minute. It was a fumble. There was a fumble on the kickoff that was recovered by Kevin Gonzalez. Fumble by Kevin Gonzalez. It was recovered by Stevenson and Miles Copes at the 28-yard line. So that explains the quick score there. But yeah, this Western New England game.
Let's focus on this
critical.
one.
Yep. Yeah. This is also a de facto championship game for the Golden Bears, who remain unbeaten in D3, one of 3 East Region teams that have a perfect Division III undefeated record. If they beat Becker today, they effectively clinch the CCC title and go back to the playoffs, I think, for like the 5th year in a row. So definitely a strong program there on the other side of town in Springfield, looking to keep their playoff streak going. And there's Alec Coleman finding his receiver in the flat, and another first down for the Golden Bears.
No commentary in this one that I can find, so we'll sort of do some of it for you. But we also want to ping back and forth to this drive as Bridgewater State is on the move right now against Framingham State.
Yeah, their quarterback, Stephen D'Amelia, is one of the stronger passers in New England. But Alec Coleman, the quarterback for the Golden Bears, is a true dual threat, RPO-style quarterback. He can run with the ball. He can throw it. And it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Becker's defense has their work cut out for them today, because we know the Becker offense is pretty one-dimensional. They run the ball a lot. And
there's a touchdown by Bridgewater State.
Wow.
Well, now, that could change the whole landscape of the MASCAC if that ends up happening. So it's 6-0. Watch for the extra point for you. The video is actually on their end, a little bit of flickering that we're seeing there, so we apologize on their behalf for that. But Western New England is trying here to get to they are in the red zone right now. 3rd down and 7, though, coming up. They need to get to the 12-yard line, and they're at the 19 right now. Let's see Al Coleman with 3 receivers set here. Puts a man in motion. See the other side of the line. And he's got somebody to the right, looks like. Complete. No, incomplete. Just over his head.
Overthrown. Yeah. I was kind of expecting to see a similar play like we just saw in the Brockport game, Frank, with Coleman just basically tucking and running to get the 7 yards. I mean, he can definitely move well, but he was injured in the Stetson game down here in Orlando, so maybe he's taking it a little more easy and trying to throw the ball instead of taking off and running it. So this is a pretty decent field goal here, Frank. What is this, about a 33 or 4-yarder?
36. And we'll guess what happened from the reactions. No good.
You can tell. Yeah, no good. Wow.
Bridgewater State, though, missed their extra point, it appears, because it's still 6-0 there. Let's go back to some of our boxes here that we have set up. And I need to move one of those because it's tough to find them when I need them. And this is
I'm showing
responding.
There we go. Looks like Brockport missed their extra point, too.
This is one that we don't have actually in a quad box currently, but Springfield has a 7-0 lead up in Maine against Maine Maritime. Let's take a look at the Pirate Bowl quickly here after we see this play from Maine Maritime. And another sack coming up.
Oof, yeah.
Here is Mass Maritime against UMass Dartmouth. We were talking about the Pirate Bowl. Ahoy.
Yeah, we saw Stephen Gachuk, the quarterback for the Corsairs, get a little banged up. He only went 3 of 5 the other last weekend and had to be subbed out due to some kind of injury. We're not sure if he's in right now, but it looks like it's the Corsairs that are on defense with the Bucks lined up. Matt Long leading their offense in the backfield. He's another one of those option run/passing quarterbacks. And a short gain there. Tony Slaughter, one of our guests from earlier on in the season, the linebacker for the Corsairs, was I think the MASCAC Defensive Player of the Week last week, Frank. He's having a heck of a senior season.
Indeed. He was a lot of fun to talk with during that interview, and we had him with Stephen Gachuk, remember?
Yep. And this could be this reminds me a little bit of what we saw a couple weeks ago when the Bucks played up at Plymouth State. That game ended up being a 7-3 barn burner. And if the Buccaneers can't get their offense going, this could be another low-scoring game. Looks like MIT's field goal kicker is still earning his weight on the team. 3-0 lead, and now they're kicking off to Norwich. Meanwhile, in the right corner, Becker is basically a team that runs the ball. Oh, what do we got here?
That is Mass Maritime with a touchdown, it looks like.
Yeah, either a broken play or a broken run by Matt Long going the length of the field. Wow, that must have been a 80 some yard play there. Well, guess what? I guess they must have heard what I was making fun of their offense, Frank, and then they take one for 80, 90 yards there. Wow, and they kick the ball out into the trees.
Oh, Division III, how we love thee, right?
Yes, exactly. No nets back there. There's probably some local 12-year-old kid who runs back there into the woods to track the ball down. Highlight of his weekend. But yeah, like you were saying before, Frank, it looks like you said Wilkes responded. Jose Tabora, 63 yards for a touchdown. Look at it, like all these scoring plays are happening on first down. It's like we don't even have a chance to check in on what's going on, and they're already scoring. Speaking of more touchdowns, looks like Merchant Marine has already added a second one. And here we go. That's Adam Wojcinski throwing it deep downfield, and it looks like a catch. That vertical passing game is something that makes the Rams real dangerous. Wojcinski struggled with interceptions to open the year against some tough competition in Brockport, but he seems, especially his offensive line, which really struggled in the Endicott game, seems to have come around. And nice, we got a little instant replay on this deal. That's helpful for us. Thank you, Frank.
That's me actually. Thank you, Frank.
That's you. Oh, thank you, Frank. Okay, all right.
Give you the credit you deserve.
Yeah. Now it looks like they're going with the safe play, run up the middle type deal, and pig pile, smash and bash here. No love lost between these two teams. Bridgewater and Framingham have a long rivalry, and this is the first time in a few seasons, Frank, where actually the Bears and Rams are playing each other in Week 10. Normally, this game takes place usually as the MASCAC opener, which has been tough on the team who loses it. Little more on the line, a little more excitement around this game now that it's in Week 10. Not sure what's going on with the Becker screen up there. It looks like they're in freeze frame. Oh. Okay. Well, it looks like Western New England has scored.
Let's look at what's going on here in this Stevenson game quickly here. Stevenson-Wilkes. And I believe we have some possible commentary coming from this one, so let's see if I am correct or out of my mind again. We'll check that in a second.
Well, it looks like Stevenson's in the red zone with a 1st and goal here.
Shotgun Sedgwick, to his right. 2 to the top, 1 to the near side. Lyles alone near side. Now they're going to bring him in motion. They go trips to the top, and somebody moved on the line. So Stevenson jumps. I think that was Manny Essien, the senior right guard.
Quickly, the Privateers.
First penalty of the game against the Mustangs.
3-0 on the Pioneers. Look at that video board they have there at Alfred State, though.
Now it's 1st and goal from the 11.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just installed this year. I know I've seen a lot of tweets about that, and they're proud to have that screen up there.
On the opening
Endicott with another touchdown you may have also seen up there. And it looks like
they just converted a big 4th down. 1st and goal from the 11-yard line. They bring the tight end in motion.
Still up 6-0.
The shotgun now looking to pass it. Sedgwick has his man complete. Lyles touchdown.
Stevenson
Good delay on the play action there. Sedgwick sold it well. He waited for Lyles.
So
this is going to be a bit of a track meet.
Yeah, we'll keep our eye on it. In the meantime, in the upper right, Endicott has just converted an extra point, make it 14-0. That's 14-0 scoreboard person. There you go.
There you go.
Let's go back to the Brockport game.
Speaking of
what's going on here. Oh, it's a punt coming up for Alfred. Whoa, it's going to be a big punt, it looks like. And he's down at the 1-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
Disastrous play for the Saxons there. That's a really big mistake.
One more time.
Maybe that's the yeah, let's see that one again. That was one of those where it looks like the punter just couldn't get a handle on the ball, or maybe the snap was a little bit off, but yikes. That's looking like a Brockport code touchdown coming up in about a few seconds here.
We're back live to that, and let's see what it does develop into, and we'll try to get to the commentary here. Code is in the Wildcat. The Code Cat. Or the Jolly Cat. I actually like that better. The Jolly Cat.
Looks like Framingham has also scored in their game to at least tie it up temporarily. But once again, what is it? What's going on today here with these? No, that's the Bridgewater PAT was blocked, but I think the Framingham one was too. A lot of missed extra points.
Having a little trouble keeping our connection now with the Western New England Becker game. I think we've noticed that we've had some issues generally with that one. Let's see if we can't resolve it somehow. But
well, why don't we hop over to another team in Massachusetts down the road, Frank? WPI, who needs a big win today against Coast Guard, is up 10-0 already. In early first quarter, they had a McAllen 36-yard run on a 2-play drive, and then Bryce Wade just made a 33-yard field goal to cap a 6-play 18-yard drive. So I think looks like WPI, although they were tripped up last week at MIT, is hanging in there, and they're currently up 10-0.
Yeah, actually that was one game that did not pop up in my list for some reason, and you are correct. We're going to get that up there in a sec.
Another update that I'll share, and we'll try to provide these clips as they become available, since it's on a private network. But Williams has taken a 7-0 lead over Amherst in the early part of the first quarter, thanks to a Ben Anthony 32-yard interception return, a pick six off of Ollie Eberth, the Mammoth QB. So in the biggest little rivalry game, 6-2 Williams is up 7 so far in that one.
Unfortunately, we can't get the video to load from WPI, looks like right now. Well, maybe I'm speaking too soon. We'll keep trying on that. In the meantime, you can see still having trouble with that Western New England video on the upper right. Might drop our quality down just to try to accommodate that. Oh,
yeah.
Our Huddle feed is back at least. We're having trouble keeping that one up. So let's see what that looks like for the first time.
Yeah, there we go. Looks actually pretty nice up there in Maine. You'd think that maybe that there would have been snow on the ground up there, but no, and they're trailing by 1 to the Salve Seahawks, which is we mentioned this game in our lightning round. This is definitely a game for pride and trying to get to a 500 season here for both of these teams. I'm sure they're getting a lot of Joey Moriello in this one, although this camera angle, Frank, leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, it's up in the must be at the top of the press box or something. Work the Zoom, guys. Come on.
Meet our new producer, director, James Baker, folks.
Yeah, well, from what I can tell from a million miles away is that Husson is on offense, and they just had, it looks like a completion there, which should be good enough for a first down as they move the chains and keep the drive going towards the baseball infield there. This is another one of those games, Frank, where I think we're going to see a lot of points. Both of these offenses can be pretty explosive. Not that the defenses aren't strong, but this is probably one of those games where it's going to be like a stop or two that really defines it, because these both the Eagles and Seahawks in the Bird Bowl can really put up a lot of points. All right. Looks like the Bucks are feeling it a little bit. I would have thought that they would have been kind of the underdogs in this game, and they are technically by at least a in win-loss record. but they are moving the ball well, and the Corsairs defense appears to be a little bit on its heels with this Matt Long option quarterback play.
Let's see that play in the upper right develop for a second here, and
look at that, just breaking tackles and gaining extra yards. It's close to another first down for them, so impressive run there. Looks like MIT Norwich is turning into a little more of a defensive struggle than we thought, which is interesting. Matt Dunn, I think, just was recently intercepted by Will Exton at the MIT 18 and returned it 15 yards to the 33. So, as I said, defense playing a bit of a role in the MIT game. Both they and Springfield need to win today to set up a potential new MAC title game next week. Of course, if WPI wins today, then we're probably looking at potential tiebreaker scenarios depending on who the Engineers have in Week 11.
Trying to see if that Western New England Becker is just on a reel-to-reel situation like we saw with that Wesley game a couple weeks ago where, unfortunately, the video basically stopped, and that means we wouldn't be able to get back if that's the case. This seems familiar what's going on in that game in the upper right now, unfortunately, video-wise. Let's also look at Framingham State. Hold on, look at Framingham State in the red zone and tossing toward the end zone, incomplete on 2nd and 10. Let's actually go to that game directly here, but go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Well, at the end of the day, we know that the Golden Bears are pretty highly favored in that game against Becker. And no disrespect to the Hawks, but when you just look at the overall records, pretty straightforward. So that if we keep having problems with the feed there outside Worcester, then as long as we know what the score is of that game, it's really that's the bottom line. We're curious to see if the Golden Bears clinch or
bottom right
or not.
Bottom right touchdown Merchant Marine again, and so it's going to be 19-3. Forward. There's a little shovel pass.
Still going.
First down.
About the 6. That was Jalen Dawson.
Nice play right there.
Man, that throws the defense.
It's gotten a lot less press than the German Aero transfer, but Jacob Maher, the big tight end for Framingham, to do his senior season, he's been talked about as a legitimate Division III NFL prospect based on his size. I think he's like 6'6" or 6'5", 240, 250. You could probably bank on him at least seeing a pass coming up here pretty soon, this close to the end zone, leveraging that mismatch of his size. And, of course, they go up the middle with a run.
Still on his feet.
And it doesn't go very far.
Bears take him down. May have picked up one. I think Dawson was in on that hit.
You know who the Rams are missing this year, I think, Frank? And he was supposed to be a senior, so maybe he was injured and took a red shirt. Was that his name was Ruford Russians or something like that? He was like a 290-pound running back. Also played defensive line, so he must be out because normally you'd probably recognize if he was handed the ball off in the backfield. But let's see. In the lower left, we got Springfield doing what they need to do so far defensively, pitching a shutout against the other Mariners from Maine. A couple of teams that we cover that are the Mariners. We got Pirates and Birds, Eagles, Seahawks. There's a very maritime theme going on here, Frank. It's kind of perfect for.
I'm getting a little scared about what you're doing with this. I was trying to get all of our quad boxes on my end here in one side. Let's go.
On a slant touchdown. The defense overloaded. It was 1-on-1 on the outside. Ben McMahon got stuck out there defending the big tight end. And the 6'4" senior from Marshfield hits
Hello scoring today. It's 12-6 with the point pending. We'll wait for that point for a moment here. The other video that they need to really zoom in on, by the way, and I've noticed this the last couple weeks, is the MIT game. Please, guys. I mean, we don't need to see the sideline. You've got somebody turning the camera. They can also zoom. Extra point's good on this one. It is 13-6. And Merchant Marine, let's take a look here. See if they can defensively, I think, put the knockout punch on Catholic in the second quarter already. Notice that's kind of incredible when you think about it.
Yeah.
Fakes the handoff. Play action incomplete. Salvi could not hold on.
Down pass is incomplete. Intended number 80, Matt Salvi.
Tried to make a diving catch, could not corral the football.
The return and hits the pathway. Burner 27.
Third down and 8 yards to go.
Looks like the calls from the defense were heated, and there's another sack for the Mariners.
Loss of 7 on the sack.
Loss of 7 on the play. 4th and 15 to Catholic. Burner on 20.
And Riley will away.
Back number 3 is not strong.
Strong awaits around midfield. Second sack of the afternoon for Merchant Marine. Almost blocked Merchant Marine's defense in full force there. It'll be down at the 47. So short field for the Mariners with 13 and a half minutes to play before halftime. Leading Catholic 20-3. Just joining us, it has been all Merchant Marine thus far this afternoon. 3 for 3 offensively. Touchdown run by James Early. A touchdown pass from Christian Abbott to Brian McGovern. Touchdown run from Empress Steve.
JB, take this. We're getting some news about RPI having a developing situation. We're going to get that up on their TV here.
Okay.
Apologize for the little bit of an issue we had with the screens being a little backward here on our end. Apologize for that, folks.
On the punt, rather. The ball will be pushed back to the Mariners' own 42. Nonetheless, still very favorable field position for Abbott as he resumes play here. Fakes the handoff. Abbott going for the deep ball. Vitelli has separation. He has the football as well. Evades one defender, but
get an arm.
So JB, look at this one.
But he was able to get away and at least make it a positive gain.
Holy smokes.
But now we've seen a couple of plays in a row.
Did not see that one coming.
Started to up the pressure and try to get their defenders into the backfield.
This is huge for Union. This is huge for national implications for Cortica. I mean, this could be stunning. We'll keep our eye on the score as it develops.
WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As long as we're sending something out over the air, we'll provide it for you on that feed. It's WRPI.org. Well, we've got a moment also. The Ithaca defense, while they are out there coming, will still be out there for this.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Alexander, Ed Longest, Noah Hill, and John Haddock. Linebackers are Nick Garone and Miles Haynes. The safeties are Joey Filippi and Cade McDermott. And 3 cornerbacks, you got Anthony Robinson, Kyrie Brown, and Michael Rumis.
We take a look at the first quarter stats, and as you imagine, it's all RPI. First downs, Engineers 8, Bombers 2. Rushing yards, Engineers 66, Bombers -9, and of course that includes sack yardage as in their in that total. Passing yards, Engineers 76, and the Bombers 29. So total yards, Engineers 142 in that first quarter, and Ithaca just 20.
Starting of the second quarter.
Unbelievable.
3rd down and 14 for RPI. The scoreboard is wrong. It's 3rd and 14 at the 34. For the
we can't see it anyway, Kurt, but let's see what it is.
I can see. Yeah, well, it's far. Look at that German Aero, like a deer in headlights, just got dropped again. He's really had a rough go with these RPI engineers, man. Last season, they bumped him in the Brock Fork Golden Eagles and was upset out of the playoffs, and here they are really just dominating the Bombers' offense, which I don't think any of us thought was a possibility. It would be, but maybe this is one of those things, Frank. You know, you see a lot on social media about, you know, all the excitement around Cortica, and maybe the Bombers just got caught looking ahead after, after the struggles that RPI has had this season.
Springfield has scored again. I'll let you know. It's 21-0 against Maine Maritime.
Yeah, it's also 21-7 with Stevenson on top in that one. Looks like Brockport is up 13-0 as well. Williams has added a second touchdown, so they're up 14-0.
Maritime
and
still in the
WPI
3-0 scenario.
WPI is pulling away 17-0 with still 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Looks like the WPI engineers are taking care of what they need to stay alive in the NUMAC race. That looks like pass interference to me in the Endicott game, but maybe it was overthrown.
We're finally able to get a little bit of the WPI game.
3 on third downs today.
Not exactly fluid, so I think they've been having some troubles over there.
Springfield up 21-0 on Maine Maritime. They're in the second quarter.
We'll
Merchant
keep our
Marine
eye on it a little bit, but look at the Stevenson game, if I can pull it up in time here. There are so many games on my screen right now, I don't even know what to do anymore.
Yeah, we picked a tough weekend, Frank, for you, especially because there was like 16 or 17 games kicking off at noon. It drops off considerably after that. So this early round, I mean, I know in past years we've kind of hit our stride around 2.5 hours in. Now today we're just going to be drinking out of the fire hose. So that's how it goes sometimes.
I think I found a way or figured out a way to maybe make this a little bit better for us here. Just bear with me as we watch the Stevenson game. But WPI doing what I had expected them to do. Let's be honest here. I thought they'd come out and score 40 plus, and right now they're on their way to doing so. And it's like they're forcing a Coast Guard punt, which you can't see right now. So it'll be their ball on their own 25-yard line coming up. We'll take a look at one of their drives in a moment. Let's see if we can see the RPI game here for a minute.
Anderson, the wide receivers are Will Gladney, Andrew Vito, and Jacob Cooney. The tight end is Austin Hedgian. And here we go on second down and about 9. The ball goes to Anderson, and Anderson is down at about the 38 as he ran towards the Ithaca sideline, which is on the far side of the field, and that's about 3 yards, and they'll make a 3rd down and 6.
The key for the Engineers' defense so far, just barely into the second quarter, has been their defensive line. They've really, when the ball gets snapped, you can see the surge going backwards into the Ithaca backfield on most of the plays that the Bombers have tried to run so far.
Kyle Berna, Andrew Tassani, Michael Conley, Jake Villanueva, and Brendan Martin are that line. 3rd down, Germanario looks to throw, doesn't find anything, starts to run with the ball. He'll get a 1st down, and he runs out of bounds at the 46, and that'll be a 1st down for you.
Yeah, let's be clear here, JB. I
Two
think
things
you had it
happen on that
backwards.
play.
In white is Ithaca, in dark is RPI.
That's right.
So right now it is Ithaca's ball.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that the Engineers occasionally will dress in all black for their home games. This is their senior day, and so far they're doing a nice job defensively on the Bombers. But yeah, obviously that sack play from before was Marianopolis getting sacked, not Germanario. But this will be interesting to see what Joe does in this situation, if he can get his team back into this game. But RPI traditionally, especially these last 4 or 5 seasons, has really had some great secondary players, and that creates matchup problems for quarterbacks looking to find open men when they're not available.
2nd and 10 for Ithaca. Ball still at the 46.
We have 13 games up right now.
Another handoff. Looking downfield. Find somebody. Yes, that's going to be in RPI territory. Ball comes loose, covered, and now they're going to rule it's incomplete. They're going to rule incomplete. I think that
we'll go back to that
nice
in a
hit
second,
there,
folks. You're hearing Merchant Marine now up 26-3, and their ball still.
First and goal at the 6.
In the bottom right, you're hearing the audio from that game.
Yeah, let me see something here. I know that there was at least
about a yard and a half there. Gain of 1 to play. Spotted at the 5.
Second goal for Mercury.
Declared teams.
Under 10 minutes to play in this first half. The Mariners looking to
well, interestingly enough, Frank,
nothing short of dominant.
I don't see any NUMAC teams declared for the ECAC other than Springfield, but Ithaca College has thrown its hat in the ring for an ECAC game. I see at the very bottom of the list.
They may need it.
Along, yeah, they might if this result holds up. Very interesting.
Endicott, we haven't actually taken a very close look at Endicott yet, and they're coming up right now in the upper right, coming in.
Yeah, nice throw there by Kowalski. Looks like a touchdown to me. Oh, nope,
yeah.
Incomplete. Nice defense there by the Nor'easters, who really in their second season have done a nice job. They've been very competitive in the CCC, along with all the other teams. Endicott at this point, given the head-to-head loss to Western New England, is probably looking at hosting another New England Bowl game for the CCC. Maybe against Dean, who are the champs from the ECFC. Looks like we got Nick DiCariano with another long field goal attempt, and
DiCariano
like he got it.
Is good.
DiCariano.
No good.
No good. Oh wow, rare miss for him.
Back to Brockport, and they were just in their own end zone and have found their way a little bit out of it. 13-0. Alfred needs to really clamp down here. Well, let's see what the officials are talking about. That's a mystery right now.
Yeah, looks like a
player also.
Timeout with a third and 1 with the ball on the 12-yard line. Gonna talk that one over.
Here, Merch Marine in the bottom right. Looks like Catholic, though, stopped them. Nope. Field goal attempt.
33 yards.
Abbott will hold.
Well, a win today would be nice for the Merchant Marine. They have a big game next week in the Secretary's Cup. Sort of our I know the Norwich Coast Guard is typically referred to as the Little Army Navy game, but the Secretary's Cup, a long time standing tradition, Division III, a lot of pomp and circumstance for that one, and probably an ESPN 3 or some kind of national broadcast for that one coming up.
Okay, let's see where we're going next here. Looks like Brockport's almost ready to go again here on 1st and 10. Let's take a look on the upper left. You're hearing it. 1-yard gain there. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Tackled by Rodney Bailey, number 58. 2nd down, 8 for Brockport. From its 17.
Yeah.
Running the ball.
Oh, Justin. Yes.
He crossed the line of scrimmage. He was trying to scramble. He thought he was going to run for it for a second. He got to the line of scrimmage, let's remember, was the 26. And he thought he had a gap to try to get all the way to the 19, which is where he had to go. But the RPI started to close in on him. So he let one fly, but the trouble for Ithaca was German area was already at about the 24-yard line, well past the line of scrimmage.
So RPI should get yards out of this.
Legal forward pass, it sounds like.
The penalty includes loss of down. So you can take the penalty and still get the ball. So the line of scrimmage was the 26.
And while they're getting that squared away, let's mention that's a good defensive stand by the Engineers. You know, they did anything they wanted defensively in that first quarter. This was the first time that Ithaca's high-powered offense was seeming to get on track, was moving the ball down steadily.
Look at Springfield on the bottom
downs,
left.
got in,
another touchdown
the
for them.
30, but the Engineers
well,
hold them.
Unfortunately, Maine Maritime is
so RPI gets
their program has struggled for a few years, and the Pride are really, they're playing for a playoff berth. And here we go back to the RPI Ithaca game, as Frank pointed out earlier. RPI in the all-black uniforms. Ithaca, which traditionally wears dark blue at home, is in the whites.
JB, bottom left, Framingham State has scored again. It's 20-6 over Bridgewater State. So
a little separation there
for Framingham State. Yep, 20 straight for them so far. You can see in the upper right we're still having trouble with that. MIT just struggling to get points on the board against Norwich. I'm going to ask you to verify that score is right, that we're not having a video issue there as well, that it's still 3-0 in that game. It seems the Norwich MIT game. In the meantime, we'll go back to the RPI game.
Norwich MIT. Yeah.
And he makes it to the 38.
According to the D3 football scoreboard, that is still the correct score. Only a field goal from Mark Wright so far on this one. But MIT is driving on the Norwich side of the field.
Particularly the Hobart and St. Lawrence games, the running game for RPI was barely there.
Which led to trouble offensively.
Yes. 3rd down and 2 at the 38 now for RPI. 3 receivers to the left. Now RPI is going to send Chico in motion. Handoff. This will be a first down.
First down. Now RPI is just playing ball control now with that 21-point lead. We'll keep our eye on it for you.
Yep.
In the meantime, you're hearing Endicott's game right now in the background. Check that. That's the Brockport game. Or both.
Another timeout on the field. Looks like something big just happened down in Alfred. Either a big gain or maybe it was a punt or something. It looks like the Privateers are running back out onto the field. They need to win this game, Frank, to get that 5th win. Yeah, yep, exactly.
Screen pass. That one's caught. Caught by Brennan.
UNE's trying to hurry up offense here. Plenty of time still in the second quarter. It's just their style, it looks like.
2nd and 6.
Another touchdown by Stevenson, and so it's looking like Wilkes' time in the East Region rankings might be one and done here, but
yeah. And so is a Hobart or Stevenson in next? That's the question ultimately.
Yeah, what we heard was the regionally ranked opponent criteria really didn't get factored into this first round. It'll be interesting to see on Wednesday when they release it, either at noon or 3, because they caught us a little bit off guard last week. When
there's snow flying there in Alfred State.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely up a little bit in the, I don't know if you could call it the mountains, but foothills, I suppose, of upstate New York. And so, yeah, there's definitely some snow starting to come in.
Let's take a look at the other Alfred.
But it's dry outside of Rochester, though.
Brockport has made some good ground down the field, but 3rd and 10 coming up.
This is a big series for the Alfred defense. If Brockport can get more points off of this drive, then this game is going to start being almost game over for the set. We'll see if their defense. They're bringing the blitz, and they made the stop. So I think this is going to be one of those quarterback quick kicks like we saw last week, Frank. Both June and Helwig were basically the punters in that game. So with a 4th and 5 from the 40-yard line, probably a punt coming up. And meanwhile, Alfred State trying to get on the board here. This looks like it says
down.
1st and 1, but I think it's fourth down. Yeah.
4th down and 3 coming up.
Here comes the blitz.
Got it.
Wow, big catch there.
Look at the spot of the ball after the punt by Brockport.
Wow, nicely done. Well, as we've said on the stat chat, Frank, special team, key part of the game here.
Take a look at this RPI game development.
Ball to 16 for a 2nd and 5.
This is RPI in the red zone.
Wow.
This is not NFL red zone.
They go up 20 to. Yeah, exactly. 20. I can't believe what's going on in this game. Especially the way RPI was handled by not only St. Lawrence but Hobart.
Not going to get away that time. Lombardi is stopped at the 14-yard line.
Well, Frank, a school very close to your heart is about to kick off in 12 minutes. I have to imagine that there's some Union fans, even though they have a tough matchup in Utica, that are probably looking down at their phones and they're scratching their heads in disbelief that the Engineers is just blowing out a team that Union took care of, but still had
let's think about something, JB. Let's remember something. Who does Union play next week?
Ithaca is going to take a timeout.
Union plays RPI for the shoes. It's one of the big rivalry games in the East region, and RPI would love to, put the one blemish on Union's record and mess up their playoff folks. So
probably going to be
well, Union's going to the playoffs no matter what, but it could, like you said in our lightning predictions, Union's really playing for a number 2 seed potentially and hosting at least 1, if not 2 home games in the NCAAs.
They're down in 10 going on here at Brockport for Alfred. This is a big play coming up because they need to get some room for their punter in the end zone.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Casey Boston, so far is not one of those quarterbacks that can really stretch the field. Very athletic. He can do certain things in the option game, but I just haven't seen him really stretch the field much with passes. But he's going for it here, and incomplete. So that's been the challenge with the Saxons this season, Frank. They've been a little one-dimensional offensively. Their defense has played tough. They held Utica to mostly field goals instead of touchdowns last week, but they just can't put up enough points to really break into that upper echelon of the Empire 8. And so far we're seeing that kind of play out here. But this is a dangerous situation for the Saxons. They need to figure out a way to get this punt off without either getting it blocked for a touchdown or a safety. But we'll see how the snap goes because the last one wasn't too pretty.
Just got it off. A low line drive, it looks like.
Yeah, this could be coming back all the way. We'll see. He's got some blockers. Yep.
Wow.
And
first and goal.
What a great return.
Okay, RPI had taken another timeout, so we have back-to-back timeouts in this game as we prepare for the field goal. Right now, Ithaca has been outscored in the last 4 quarters, just short of 4 quarters of football, by 35-7. Unbelievable when you think about this season. Make it 38-7.
3:16 to go
here
in the first half. RPI 24, Ithaca nothing.
Back to Brockport. Let's see if they're able to convert here and maybe make this game early out of reach because Alfred just can't score points in droves, we've noticed, as the season has come along here.
I want to give a quick shout out to one of our followers out there. He's a reporter in the Rochester area at McKinley too. He's been posting some on-the-field video a la Frank Rossi of this game. It looked like there was a interception that was returned for a touchdown by Brockport, but it got called back. So interesting stuff going on there. Give him a follow if you want.
briefly, we kind of went off this as it happened, but you can see the touchdown was scored by Brockport there. And Endicott also ends up with a touchdown simultaneously. So we are starting to see some separation go on in some of these games. Let's go to this game, though, where halftime is imminent, but 23 seconds left. 26 seconds, according to the referee that's asking for the time to change.
Interesting. Well, that was a fast first half.
Quick note, while we're still having trouble with their connection, you can see that the score is updated in this game. Western New England now up 21-0 or then some against Becker. And Framingham State has added another touchdown, 27-6 in that game.
Wow. Not what I expected. We did pick Framingham to win it, but I wasn't expecting them to be up 21 points. Oh, there was that might be coming back, but what a huge kick. Must be pretty windy up there, Frank, maybe. That punt sailed through the air about 60-something yards. See, it doesn't look like they're calling a penalty on that. It looks like the punter might have tried to win the Academy Award.
Their entire defense having a terrific first half.
Okay, let's go back here. Springfield now up 35-0 in the never-ending mounting score. And look at this, though. Mass Maritime's defense, which we knew was good, is clamping down, and then some on the upper right. It looks like they could go in for the touchdown. Oh, it's close.
Wow.
Germany doesn't see anything downfield. Now he's going to try to run with the ball. Cut from behind. Ball game loose at the 35-yard line. The officials are coming in to unpile this, and it'll be second down. Ithaca recovered the fumble.
Again, all first half, the Engineers' defensive front has gotten a lot of pressure on Germany.
He didn't post a score on this, so I'm going to assume that they got him at the 1-yard line in Mass Maritime. We'll stay in the quad screen until we're sure. We do want to go back to this Ithaca game in a moment, though.
So we got upper left, we got the Bird Bowl, we got the Pirate Bowl, we got Springfield up 35-0, and look at the two shutouts on the bottom side of the screen. Unbelievable. And that looks like Springfield just scored again to go up 32-0 before that.
So did Mass Maritime on the upper right there, JB. Mass Maritime up 13-0 now.
Wow. Well, hey, look at this, Frank.
Turn around for Cooney, and the ball was right there for him.
Norwich is on the board with a touchdown. So they're actually
Ryan Reed from my hometown, where I'm sitting right now.
Smokes, what was that? I thought that was I thought Halloween was last week, Frank. Come on, what was? No scary noises.
Sorry.
4th and 2, Ithaca. They'll punt. Ball is away.
Man, Ithaca can just not get anything going so far in this game. Now, I've had a couple of people texting me already, kind of asking about, That's awesome.
Unclear which team the penalty was called on at this point.
We figured it out. Sorry about that, folks. That better?
I'm afraid to say anything.
Yeah, just think, give me a yes or a no. How's that?
Penalty on Jack Montanaro.
Yeah. And
so anyway, Bridgewater State, as I was saying, bottom left, adds a touchdown. So it's 27-13 now there.
Those cut blocks in the open field can be dangerous, officials.
He's pushed forward to the 40.
RPI with a minute left here in the half, trying to get on the board again.
Now they're going to use it.
So
timeout.
Second timeout of this first half. 24-0 RPI leads. 62 seconds left in the first half.
RPI coming, the whole offensive unit coming over.
Endicott, you're hearing the audio from that in the upper right. Endicott's trying to threaten again against UNE.
Yep.
Team Yaya checks in an extra defender, extra defensive lineman.
And that down there in the right corner, that was probably Jose DeBoer running out of bounds, trying to spark this Colonel's offense, which has really not been able to do much today. They got the early touchdown, but it's been all Stevenson so far in that game. It's already halftime up in Alfred State. No.
Maybe let's take a look at
doesn't have to be pretty,
update. Let's get an update here from the Williams Amherst game, biggest little game in America.
19-yarder.
And that was a field goal, good for Williams, making 17-0. Williams leading Amherst.
And right now, let's go back down to Mariah, who has a special guest out on the sidelines.
Wow. And Amherst, for the first time in a long time, is looking at a potential losing record. That hasn't happened in a long time, Frank.
By the way, it looks like they took back that touchdown that Alfred gave up to Brockport, because I'm looking at a scoreboard that still says 13-0.
Yeah. What happened there?
Endicott looking to score here in the bottom right.
Top right. I think you're talking about Wilkes in the bottom right.
Wilkes, excuse me. Good point. Well said. I'm losing track of these 13 games. Can you tell?
Yeah, that's part of the fun of the D3 BlitzER experience, is to see how. And there's probably a reason why. Yeah. It's probably a reason why the NFL Network spends, multi-millions of dollars on their red zone thing. We just we do it the D3 way. What can you do?
Multi-hundreds of dollars we've got here on ours.
Yes, exactly. There's Tabora looking back to pass in the corner of the end zone, and it looked like it was incomplete there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Not a great signaling going on.
Yeah, it looks like.
Let me say something here, JB. Brockport, for all this hot start they had in this game, right now at 13-0. I mean, it looked like they were going to go up 20-0. That touchdown gets called back. Now, Alfred is still not dead here. You really want to put a knockout punch on them early here so that you can begin to, lay off. And you are a battered team if you're Brockport. Remember, Freddie June is pretty banged up here this season. Jelly Code's been knocked around.
Well, look at this, Frank. So in the first four drives of the game, there was the Code touchdown to open up with Brockport, and then a drive that ended with on downs. Alfred took in the end zone. Ever since then, Alfred's driven to inside the 10, missed a field goal. There was a punt,
They
an
send
interception,
Shields away.
punt,
Now it's a shotgun
punt.
look. Shields alone to the near side.
And
Two to the
now
top.
it's,
Tabora running on the right side. Runs into his own blocker, but Tabora gets away, scores a touchdown, and quickly flips the football to the official. Jose Tabora in for the score.
Wilkes is showing some life here.
There's a flag on the field.
Not dead yet.
Can't really see it because of all the leaves.
Welcome to D3. That's hilarious. Oh, no, it's off the board. Illegal motion.
Take it off the board.
You know what? The man on the left
shift
side of the line is a man guilty of it. I saw it when it happened. I was wondering if they were going to let it stand.
Wow. So
I want to give a shout out to Scott Borges from our page,
the ball
who
moves
apparently
back to the
says that
6-yard line. It's 3rd and goal from the 6.
Apparently mine is not so good, Frank. So.
Say again?
Scott Borges is giving you a shout out for your funny dancing on our page right now. So didn't know. I guess maybe you were doing some stuff when the camera was facing the wrong direction. Look at Tabora just trying to make a play happen, but ends up losing about 10 yards on that sack there on 3rd down. So I don't know if you're Coach Strock, you probably just take the field goal because you need some points before the half, but they really could have used that touchdown.
It's only a 5-yard loss, he said in the background. I don't know if you could hear that.
That was a lot of running around for a 5-yard loss.
The field goal on the near side. It's about a 27 or 28-yarder. Near side hash for the right-handed or the right-footed kicker. Nelson to hold. Waiting for the snap. Nelson gets it. Hold down. Kick on the wing. Blocked. Stevenson gets on top of it. The Mustangs block it down. Nelson is the one who recovers
what a big play.
Stevenson comes up with a huge field goal block.
They thought they had the touchdown on the goal to go from the 1. It gets taken off the board with an illegal motion, and then the blocked field goal. You come away with nothing at the end of the first half. If you're Wilkes, you're down 28-7 to Stevenson. We're going to go back here to this Brockport game to see this final probable drive for Brockport in this half.
Yeah, after those opening touchdowns, Frank, it's basically been a punt back and forth here game between these two teams. And like I said, the Saxons defense is pretty solid, and they seem to have clamped down on the offense a little bit. But a 13-point lead at the half would still be something I'm sure the Brockport faithful would be happy to have. So no problem there. Let's go on
half scenario here. RPI.
Yeah, 7 seconds.
No, they're talking about it now.
Appears to be a flag.
Sort of defensive holding, illegal contact in the secondary because that flag's all the way down at the 2.
Well, if that's the case, the ball's on the 32. Would a hold be a 10-yard penalty, Frank?
It would be indeed. Let's look at this, though. 4th down and short 1 coming up here as Code couldn't get there. I think you have to punt here. I think you have to. Don't quote me on this. Timeout. Oh, it's a penalty against Ithaca, whatever it is.
The rest of that, but you can get a personal foul.
Well, that doesn't help their cause. It'll push them back.
No,
see the official already getting ready to.
It's not pushing him back. It's pushing RPI, it looks like, I think, with the ball.
Oh, okay. I thought Ithaca might have been on offense, but yeah, now looking at the personnel, it does appear that.
Yeah, there'll be 15 yards, so that'll go down.
Oof, boy, that's a killer because the RPI's kicker, I think Krishnan is his last name. Sanjay Krishnan had a pretty strong leg. He may not be Andrew Frank's level, but he can certainly make it from inside the 30-yard line. So boy, Ithaca could be looking at a four score and 7 years ago.
That's my line.
A deficit. Yeah, exactly. Boy, do you
really take a shot at the end zone here, JB? JB, do you take a try?
Might as well go for the kill. Yeah, why not? I mean, you've got enough time with with some of the quick release that they can do. Wow, look at that! Look at the way the ball is sailing up there in upstate New York tonight. There must be some some wind going on that we can't see from these broadcasts because these punters are killing them.
Got to throw it quick.
Here it is. You need to get rid of the ball. There it is. There's the throw.
He got it.
And that's a touchdown. Wow. And that's just a backbreaker for Ithaca.
Wow.
Wow.
Unbelievable development now.
Vinny McDonald was lined up as the wide receiver on the far right. He had a small. He stands 6'4" and goes 220, and he had a smaller defensive
All right, Frank.
covering him.
We've been pinged on Twitter. The Union game is getting underway. We're getting some pings from down south.
We're going to check it in a moment, but here's that play one more time. What a catch in the back of the end zone. Wow.
1 second left, first half. RPI 31, Ithaca nothing.
Easily the best half of the season here for the Engineers. They've had a couple of big wins, a couple of.
We're at the Union game.
Yeah, that's the understatement of the season right there. So yeah, and it's interesting because assuming that this score holds, the wind is slowly getting taken out of Cortica. I'll be interested to see if that 43,000 still shows up with. And I guess the playoffs are still on the line for Portland, but Ithaca is
a certain goal here.
Almost
JB,
all but done.
Let's wake up on this game for a second.
Third
here.
and 5. Here comes Bellamy.
Looking for Ross Jr.
No.
to squeeze it in, and it's incomplete. Elijah Bell, who coached
Eli Bell.
No penalty there, so
the best cornerback.
Yeah, nice defense. They have one of the better defensive backs in the Empire 8 this season, so that's going to be a great matchup to watch him against Ross all afternoon. And but still, Union opened up their first drive with points. Not a bad start necessarily. Would have heard the touchdown, but they can tack on 3 here. Trying to get a sense of the wind. Oh, and it's another block.
Bobbled around though.
Oh my
Utica
goodness.
touched it. I think
Utica touched it past the line of scrimmage, though, so they had to be very careful there.
Yeah, this is so, Frank, there's probably been, at least like 5 or 6 kick blocks so far in the first half of these games. And we've seen some missed PATs, but literally in the last 5 minutes, we've seen 2 field goal blocks.
Well, it's interesting because I believe this block comes out to the 20.
It should come out.
Yeah.
Except Utica recovered the ball on the wrong side of the line. I don't believe this should go to the 20, JB.
20-yard line because
that's
into the end zone. It was bouncing around there. There was a lot more players around the
football
than probably there should have been, especially from the Utica.
You know the rules better than I do, Frank. That seems kind of iffy to me. That's a lucky break for Utica.
Have it 1st and 10 after the Pioneers get a big block field goal, 11:32 to go in the opening quarter. And Ryan Van Galen is your quarterback for the Pioneers.
Eddie Van Halen, a quarterback. I love it.
There's Ryan Van Galen was the name.
Goes to the right side.
So a couple of games are kicking off now, Frank, that we should probably keep an eye on. Actually, Middlebury is at Tufts, and that game started a little while ago. They're probably getting to the second quarter now. Kane is just kicked off at Wesley. And we found out that actually, I thought the Fisher-Morrisville game was a 1 o'clock. That's a 2 o'clock kickoff. And Kings and Widener are also at 1, as are Cortland at Hartwick. So we've got a few more games that are just getting underway. We're trying to get you to the to halftime with a lot of these 12 o'clock kickoffs, in which there was like 13 or 15 of them. So we're going to stick with these games, but there are another group of about half a dozen games that are getting underway, and we'll switch to those. One game, Frank, I don't think we need to check in on anymore. WPI has gone up 44-7 right before halftime against Coast Guard. It looks like we're going to have to start learning the new MAC tiebreaker rules before our next broadcast.
Well, not really, because there's a head-to-head that's going to solve all that next week.
Oh, yeah? No, I guess that's so
Springfield, MIT.
Springfield beats MIT or vice versa, they win it, huh?
Yep.
Well, wait a minute, though. WPI beats Springfield head-to-head. So if Springfield beats MIT, why wouldn't WPI beat them in the tiebreaker?
The WPI would go if they win and Springfield wins.
Okay.
If MIT
yeah, because someone pinged me. WPI was we were surprised was ranked number 9 in the East Region rankings, and with RPI, who they beat, pasting Ithaca, maybe WPI can stay in there if they're
if Ithaca's going to fall out, I think it's very possible at this point. Oh boy, they're just digging their graves right now. This Brockport drive. It's only less than a minute, I think, left in that game, in that first half, rather.
The nation and only allowing 14
Here's Utica facing a 3rd and 11.
32nd in the nation, just 284 yards allowed per game. Have 21 sacks and 14 interceptions through 8 games. Here's Van Galen on 3rd and long over the middle, and it's complete. And getting a first
Andrew Santillo, our buddy on the call, sounded good.
Unfortunately, the Wesley game, the broadcaster stopped the stream, by the way, so we're not sure if we're going to be able to get that game again. They've been having trouble throughout the season with their broadcast on the American East Network.
So when we talked to Utica coach Blaise Fagiano, he thought maybe some of the keys, who can run the ball, who can stop the run, and the special teams, and obviously always turnovers, play a big role in who's going to come out on the right side of the game. Van Galen hands it off. That's Jamarius Morgan. And Morgan.
Nice tackle there by Morgan.
Right at the line of scrimmage by Dan Gioso, the junior from Walpole, Massachusetts, whose 5 sacks lead the Dutchman defense. Utica's first offensive possession midway through this first quarter. Van Galen's going to toss it up, looking for Miller, and it's knocked away. Scadlock.
Hey, the Brockport dance team we'll see at halftime.
Yeah, there you go. This game is taking forever to get to halftime. There's a lot. It seems like a constant clock stoppage or timeouts being taken here. It's turned into after a couple of quick touchdowns, it's become a defensive battle with fumble, turnover on downs, missed field goal, a punt, an interception, a punt, punt.
JB, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 sec. I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Let us go through the games, all 13 that I think I have tracking on our screens right now. And we'll do that after this last Brockport play, or what should be the last Brockport play, 4th and 31 coming up. What do you draw for 4th and 31 if you want to take the punt, let's say?
Boy, I think you just kick it.
And they did.
Yep. And once again, look at these. Hellwig is going to be adding to his punting stats. Look at that, man. It's hard to tell from these feeds, but.
Yep. Here we go. Brockport 13, Alfred 0 at halftime. Endicott up 28-0 on UNE at halftime. Stevenson up 28-7 on Wilkes at halftime. And Maritime up on Alfred State 3-0. That's about to come back from halftime in a few moments. Let's continue. MIT added a field goal, so it's 7-6 Norwich at the half there. Hey, folks. It is Bridgewater State trailing Framingham State 33-13. And say out of the guy in the upper left, apparently, in the shot now. MMA, Merchant Marine Academy, leading 33-3 at halftime over Catholic. Let's continue to move on here.
Have it hat on.
Seahawks.
Hey, Frank, I just got a question for you.
Yeah.
So
hold on. Let's finish the review. JB, let's finish the review real quick here as we're on the hot streak here. Seahawks of Salve Regina up on Husson 23-6 at halftime. It is Mass Maritime 14, UMass Dartmouth 0 at halftime. Springfield leading Maine Maritime 35-0 at halftime. And we know the score is 31-0, RPI leading Ithaca at halftime. Those are the games from the noon start time. We're going to go back to the Union game while you ask me that question.
2 and 3 in the Empire 8. They have beat Alfred.
So we had something come in from the
2-0 with wins over St. Lawrence and Buff State. A couple of
from the chat line here from Chad Hammonds down in Texas. He wants to know what the house is on the far side of the field there at Union. It's an old fraternity house. I don't know.
Theta. Yeah, it used to be Phi Delta Theta fraternity. They called it the 50-yard line. I believe it's been repossessed or for whatever reason and condemned at one point, and I think they rebuilt it up as one of their social houses, but they used it for filming and media reasons for overflow especially.
People moving around here. A lot of motion. They empty backfield now, 5 receiver set for Van Galen. Quick throw, and it's almost intercepted. Hit Evan Gillen right in the hands, and Gillen just couldn't bring it in. The senior from Westport, Connecticut, co-captain on this linebacking core. And Gillen, who has 54 tackles coming in, also has a TD, fumble return, and interception this season. Was maybe staring at another one there, and it just couldn't bring it in.
JB, you're reading my mind. You're sending me a text about the Hartwood game. We got a couple things going on here. We have, I think, gotten the feedback on the Wesley game. We'll be going that in a moment. So just give me a second to sort of pop things in here.
With him, he's going to look for him, and DiCaterino bats it down, and it's going to be incomplete, third down.
DiCaterino's really had a nice season for the Dutchman. He should get some all-region consideration, I think.
Unfortunately, again, it looks like the Wesley game just having a lot of issues up there, but you can see what the score is at least.
The issue for the Wolverines is that they're losing. Wow.
Third down at 15.
This is not a situation that they it's still early in this game.
Van Galen.
And it looks like they're about to maybe punch it in on offense. Wesley, the home team, kind of wearing the dark navy blue uniforms. Kane in the white with blue helmets.
Airs it out. He's got a man.
Well, Utica is looking to take a lead here on Union.
Close to the first down.
Yeah.
Well, they needed 15, though. That may not have been enough. Here's
that's a touchdown.
No.
It's almost a touchdown there. It was close.
Move the sticks here on 3rd and 15.
Okay, we'll check back with Union in a moment. Let's see if we can't get some semblance of what we need here from Wesley.
He was able to find a hole. Looked like for a second he might get in the end zone, but brought down right at the 2, and now the Wolverines are going to bring.
Sounds like our buddy Jason and Sean are.
You're going to see.
Well, let's say who's going to come in for Pendleton in this look here is.
And it going here looks like.
Offset I formation. Norman in front of.
I could see Mullen keep this one off left tackle.
Stewart. Handoff is to Manzaray up the middle, hit at the 2, and the ball is loose.
Snuffed him out.
Oh no!
4th down coming up.
At the 1
no.
Fumble.
Line, Abe Manzaray
yes.
fumbled the football, and who's got the football?
Oh my goodness.
Second turnover for the Wolverines.
Boy, man, Frank, we're really seeing a lot of teams in the East regional rankings in the top 10 that are kind of struggling.
Take a look. This is the replay.
Yeah, nice play right up. And yeah, it looks like 33 or somebody just ripped it out. It looks like 93 is there down in the bottom of the pile.
70 pounds soaking wet. And,
digging this out. Now we'll have to see if Kane can get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Kane, defensive line and linebacker.
So Wesley,
can you pull up the Hartwood game?
That is bottom left.
I'm trying to see them. Yeah, but I can't really read the scoreboard. I want to see how much time is on in this game.
Oh, I
know it's 0-0.
Gotcha.
What's the scoreboard read?
How's that?
All right, so there's 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Kind of a surprising result to me, Frank. I would expect 0-0 isn't necessarily a surprise, but it is to me with over 10 minutes played in that game.
3rd and 12 for Utica coming up here against Union.
3rd and 6, Van Galen.
3rd and 6, make that.
Pocket collapses.
Uh-oh.
Pass is off the hands of
nice
the receiver.
Defense there.
But hold on. Let's remember who the kicker is for Utica. Mukai Medici. He hit a 48. He hit a 48-yarder.
Bring in the field goal kicker.
This will be from.
They're going for the field goal too.
45.
I think as an issue.
Well, it looks like it's what on the 20. The 28. About 40. It's definitely within Mackay's range.
He's 14 of 15 for field goals this year, long of 48. This is
wow.
going to be.
Let's start getting him on the All-American watch list here. 14 of 15. Wow. This is going to be a long one, though.
The right hash. Medici's kick is
low.
up.
Very low.
Hit the bar. Boink.
So Medici gave it a ride. It almost had enough leg, and it hit the crossbar and bounced off. So both teams have missed a field goal.
14 of 16 now, but had a shot there.
That's only his second miss.
I don't know if that was the hold, or maybe there's some wind up there that we can't see from the broadcast, but a rare miss for Medici.
1.75.
This is the Cortland Hartwood game in the cage.
A little washed out from the sunshine, but looks like you can see that the Hawks are on the left of your screen in the blue and silver. You got the Dragons in their road whites with the timeout on the field here.
As we lost video again, I had a funny feeling we were seeing this. It was a safety eventually for Wesley. They will get the ball also.
Football.com's podcast last week, Pat Coleman had to pick a game that would finish 6-2. Well,
yes, indeed he did.
6-2 game right now.
Did he pick this one, though?
Well, it was last week, so.
Even the
pretty funny.
That Pat is cannot,
Amherst is slightly crawling back here. Alliupas just made a touchdown pass to James O'Regan to score to make it 17-9 just before the half. Another PAT fails. It's like the seventh time. So Mammoth Trail Williams is the biggest little rivalry, 17-9 just before halftime.
Yeah, they pooched it last time.
I think we're up to 16 games now on our screens, and my CPU is just humming along right now at 102%. That should tell you something. No wonder why we're a little bit
21 gigawatts.
Quasi Adu and Antonio Scala, and in the secondary, Terrence Toussaint, Elijah Brown-Young, Anthony.
Let's take a look at this kickoff return, the free kick return. Oh my! They're going to have great field position coming up. Let's look at Union. Third down coming up for them.
1 or 2 up to the 46, and it'll be third down and 5 for Union.
Let's see. Just out of curiosity, Frank, I was checking the halftime stats on the Brockport game. They are actually they only have about
hold on there, JB. Look at the bottom left. Look at the bottom left suddenly.
Ooh.
Alfred State opened up the second half with a quick touchdown to make it 7-3. Now the Privateers are risking going to 4-5 on the season. Union will be forced to punt.
But it's going to bring up fourth down as it only picked up 2 yards on 3rd and 5, and Union is going to punt. Will Halpin out to punt, the senior from Latham, New York. Utica return man standing at its own 10-yard line. Short punt takes a Union College.
Gets a nice bounce for the Dutchman there.
Down right at about the 10-yard line. So
Van Galen's got 90 yards to go.
7 yards a punt, not his best. However, it took a nice roll and bounce.
What do you think, Frank? Is this game sort of setting up the way you thought? It would be a little more of a low-scoring defensive battle between these teams?
Yeah, I mean, it's this is one of those games that either Union needed to score quick or they're going to let Utica stick around in that fashion that you're talking about. And obviously they're not going to score quick here. So this could end up being a 21-10 game. Nothing extraordinary on the offensive end. But let's stay with it for a moment here, see what happens.
Here, Union and Utica College. 5th meeting between these two programs. First meeting since back in 2014.
Yeah, Union hasn't beaten Utica in a long time. I will add to you on that.
Morgan, sophomore from Utica, New York.
Speaking of Union, we got a question in the chat from Scott. Is Ike playing for Union? So I haven't looked for him just yet.
We talked about this Union defense.
And he played great against Ithaca, so you have to assume that he's out there. But we're going to have to pay attention to that maybe on the next offensive series.
Speaking about offense, Kane with the ball back.
No kidding.
Look, folks, Wesley needs to win this game.
Breaks away from a tackle. He's got some room. He's out over the 25-30, and he gets close to the 35.
Or we're going to have a real mess on our hands for Pool C in the East.
Kind of a little end around that we saw.
Yeah, I mean, so far it seems, and Salisbury doesn't kick off for another half an hour, but so far all some of the top Eastern teams are really struggling, except for maybe Western New England, who I'm gonna go check in on them and see what they're up to. They were up 21-0 before halftime. Looks like they're now up 28-0 to open the second half. So they're pretty much on cruise control to make that 34-0. Alec Coleman threw another touchdown. So your 2019 CCC champions, Golden Bears, going back to the playoffs for the 5th year in a row. Congrats to Coach Perez and
and we actually tossed that game from our coverage because we just couldn't keep that feed to save our lives. See, what was the score at right now?
35-zip, assuming the PAT goes through. Which
today is a big assumption of everything.
Yeah, no kidding.
Van Galen slaps
MIT
and throws it wide.
Trailing in halftime. It'll be interesting to see if they can come back in the second half.
From Cicero, New York. Then it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Framingham State's pulling away right before halftime.
Van Galen has been, first of all, he's been slapped
33-13 in that game. It's looking like the Rams are going back to the playoffs.
He's going to get the snap, which is obviously a pretty clear indication for the defense of when he's going to get the football.
Yeah, but
Van Galen looks back to
most quarterbacks are doing that style these days, so I don't think it's much of a deficit you create for yourself by doing the hand clap.
Union College Dutchman. Van Galen looks
just short.
The backfield comes Doherty, makes the catch. Not going to be enough.
One thing I want to point out, I don't know if you saw this last week, but look at the far right. Basically running drills, Ithaca is, after halftime in the end zone right now.
Yeah, I imagine Coach Swanstrom is not thrilled with how things have gone down for his team in the last week and a half now, 2 weeks. Riding pretty high and come crashing back down pretty hard. So
look at Kane's defense just swarming Wesley in the run. This is a pretty impressive day. I know it's early, but just the fact Kane seems to be playing a little possessed right now in defense.
Yeah, well, this is definitely a long time rivalry for them, and I know in speaking with their head coach in the preseason, he wasn't worried about their defense this year. They had a lot of turnover and young guys on the offensive side of the ball, so that's part of the reason why they struggled scoring points last year and this year to a certain extent. But the defense for the Cougars has never been in question. So they're a tough unit, and this Wesley team, honestly, Frank, is just not at the same level of teams that we've seen in the past. So, they're at the top of the rankings at number 2. But here we go.
Right, running right up over Ryan.
That is definitely not Ike Irabor, but Ferrier, the sophomore. So it looks like he's
Union College
maybe filling in.
Final play of this first quarter.
I don't know if this is a strategic move by Coach Behrman to rest Irabor, or we'll wait and see. Here we go with Mullen back behind center, dropping back.
Wow.
Boy, that was not a good pass. Yeah, Cougars defense hanging in there, playing tough.
Yeah, it looks
quicksand and molasses. Now that's good play-by-play right there, Frank.
Together, and I don't know. I think you got to go back to running the football.
Well, they tried running the football on first down, and it didn't go anywhere.
Try it on first down. Try it on second down.
All right, and shout out to Leonard Slatterly's cat, who apparently walked across his keyboard and sent us a plus sign message.
Oh, fake.
Nice.
Oh, he fumbled. Nope, he did not. Sorry, saw something else rolling over there.
Yeah, no, I think as soon as he got out of bounds, he just let the ball go. But big play right there for the Wolverines, and something they needed to dial up because they were struggling a bit.
Let's look at Catholic bottom right. They had a little bit of a chance there. I believe it's still their ball. Yeah, because the chains aren't moving.
Looks like they're on offense.
Yeah, they're
looks like we've gone to halftime and Framingham.
This is a huge play for Catholic to have any chance in this game whatsoever. This is 4th down and about 14. And, well, still alive. Gotta have to go a mile, though,
and if you're
is not going to get it.
And if you're Coach Toop, I mean, I know they've had a couple of losses that they'd like to get back, but they've had some success in the past in the ECAC games. Why not throw a bid in? If they win today, let me see. Let me check the NUMAC standings here, but I know they have a winning mark, and they always travel well with their fans and alums that serve the country around the U.S. Deadline isn't until Monday, so Coach Toop, if you're watching the playback.
Yeah, they still have time, and I have a funny feeling they will put in for it. But here's Wilkes trying to push the pile on 2nd down and 3, and it looks like they have the 1st down and then some. But let's see, actually. No, they're going to say 3rd down. They didn't quite get enough there. Wilkes not dead here, but they've got to score, I think, in this possession just to make a statement here that they're not going to just fall back.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, Union back on 3rd and 7 coming up here on the upper left.
I think some people do associate Union with hockey now, but for the longest time, and I hope for time to come, when I was growing up, and most people from the Capital Region, when you think about Union, you think about football.
Nice pass there,
Ross Jr. Nice move.
Ross. Ooh, nice move right there. Yeah.
If you played high school football in the Capital Region, Union football campus.
Here's Mullen. Nice catch there for Wesley, trying to take that lead, go up 8-6 and then some. And
just another quick score
after
update.
1 quarter of play, 0-0. By the way, JB, sorry to cut you off, but no scoring in the Cortland game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of a surprise. Maybe not a surprise is the fact that Middlebury is leading 17-7 with about 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the first half. Tufts has the ball on their 29-yard line. Just took a timeout. So Middlebury is half away from finishing 9-0. They basically already clinched the NESCAC championship, but haven't had a perfect season up there in Vermont for some time. So quite an accomplishment for them.
Congratulations to them.
If they get there. Still got one more half. Let's see.
Almost with his second interception was Exton in on the
The WPI game, I'm going to guess, is WPI still by a long shot?
To the second half.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I checked WPI was 45-7 right before halftime. The Engineers are just clobbering the Coast Guard. Not a result that I expected. I expected WPI to win, but I did not expect them to blow them out. Looks like Hartwick is now threatening. Yep. Yeah, Wesley needs to get on the board here with more than just a defensive score. Their offense has really struggled against this this tough defense, and looks like maybe a change of quarterback, Frank.
Inside slant, complete the Creel, makes the catch to the 10. That'll be short of the first down as he gets to the 9. A gain of 4 on 3rd and 10, and it is field goal time.
6-5, would that be the score?
1-point game.
Yeah, it's like a lacrosse game out there.
Hartwick just misses on a touchdown there.
Yeah, they are. It's funny. There's it says end of the first, but clearly it's probably early second quarter in this one.
Oh, snap was bad there.
Low snap.
Floated in, it looks like.
Just enough to kind of kick it over. Nice hold. That was a good recovery there on that one. Boy, look at how much.
Union's driving. We'll go to that in a moment here. Want to see what happens here. This is tough to see. Obviously, zooming in would help us, folks, but.
Yeah, it's a little whitewashed from the sun, but almost intercepted by the Dragons, who, they're struggling a little bit here. Not what you'd expect against Hartwick, but yeah, maybe both them and Ithaca have the Cortica bug, and they're just looking ahead and didn't show up today so far. We'll see if Cortland can turn things around. I think Ithaca is.
And certainly you said
they're in big
Let's take a look at the field goal while Union struggles to get a playoff there.
Yep.
Union will not get the
We've
first
seen a lot of
down,
missed kicks
right
today.
Now.
That's a block right there. Yep. That's like the 4th field goal block or 5th we've seen so far this afternoon. Unbelievable.
Union's got an interesting decision to make here at the 32-yard line. Punt doesn't do much for you. This isn't field goal range. It's 4th and 3. You haven't scored in this game in 18 minutes that's been played. I think you have to go for it.
A game against Coast Guard.
Yeah, no, I think you do too. I mean, you need to come up with some kind of momentum swing, generate some kind of play. Gets you in.
There was no scoring. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
In the red zone, so a little bit too far from for Halpin's range here, but that's a nice call right there. That'll be enough for the first down, and then some.
Yeah.
Really nicely designed play by Coach Behrman to get that receiver in the first down.
One thing I got to tell you, today, Thomas Arcidiacono, the former running back from Union, of 2005-2006, he's being inducted into Union College Hall of Fame today. So congratulations to him. I think that's who we're actually hearing with Andrew Santillo in the color commentary right now.
Yeah.
In this game.
You want to hear a small world thing? A guy who works with him is Mike Berkowitz, a Hobart grad from 2014, 2015. So a lot of D3 connections there at the ACO company in the Capital Region, Frank.
Indeed.
Yeah, and they're locked up again, and that's where.
That's a guy that they're going right back to it.
That's where.
Nice pass right there. Oh, we saw that a bunch in the. Oh, was that an interception?
Oh!
Wow, that's a lucky break for Union.
Down out of bounds. That was a wild
looked,
play there. As I thought Ross would.
Bellamy fired that one in there. I thought Ross had it, kind of like some of the catches he made against Ithaca, but nice play by the defensive back. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit outside of bounds. Looks like we got this is the replay of what we just saw. Fires it across, and there's Ross. Looked like he had it initially, but he bobbles it a little bit on the catch, and then the defensive back tries to steal the ball from him. Doesn't really have possession.
That's a good call.
Oh, yeah, no,
that's a good call.
No foot in bounds. It is the right call. There's no clear possession on that one.
Union legend.
Yeah. Congratulations to Tom. That guy could really run the ball like crazy. He was something else. I know you called a lot of his touchdowns in the mid-2000s, Frank.
Indeed. 3rd down and 10, big play here for Union. Otherwise, they will go to field goal probably after this. And see what they're able to do.
Yeah.
I could see Coach Behrman dialing up a similar play that got them the first down on the prior series, or maybe a quick button hook or screen to the wide side of the field. No, it looks like they're going to think about it and take a timeout.
Is it 3rd and 10 or 4th and 10? It's showing 4th now on the scoreboard.
Well, maybe they lined up to sort of see what kind of look they got, and they're going to make a determination because it doesn't seem like they're giving Halpin.
Morocco's back in there, by the way. To answer your question, Morocco's back.
Yeah, I thought I noticed that. Yeah, I thought they might have made a change there. Maybe I don't know if Mullen's injured or if he's just struggling. They're just trying to get something going here on offense against this tough Cougars team, and like you said, Frank. I mean, this is a really must-win situation for Wesley.
That should have been picked.
Oh, yeah, that should have been a pick 6 right there. That was he left that one up. Boy, if the defender just closed in on it a little more quickly, that could have gone for a touchdown.
32nd in
they're opportunistic. Every game that I've watched, guys are making play on the ball, which...
Let's see here with Union at 4th and 10 according to the scoreboard here, and it looks like I do see a 4 on the field too. What's up?
Oh my gosh. Well, one of the outlets out there that covers D3 football in the New England area is called the Bay Area Network. I think I just saw a score that said Dean is losing to Castleton 31-6.
Hung up in the wind and knocked down. He was looking.
Why not?
That was a game we kind of.
And the pass incomplete in the
that was a game that we,
passing game
kind of, we have on the list, but didn't have as big of implications as some of the others. But
I think we have too many other games of meaning right now. Like
joined by Tom Arcidiacano, who's
we're gonna try to shift a box entirely on games with Pool C meaning. So if you give me a second on that.
After football.
Speaking of Pool C meaning, Frank, here's a question that I got on a text message. When does Ithaca hand the ball to Nobby? They're losing 31-0. Do you think they ride Germanario to the bitter end here, or do they give Wahid a chance to try to spark this offense a little bit?
You hate to see them put them in this type of situation, but at the same time, you take your opportunities when you can get them. If you're Ithaca, Ithaca has the ball right now, so we can see kind of we need better camera angles here, folks.
Yeah,
that's Germanario.
That looks like Germanario based from the. Yeah, that's number 3 for sure.
Yeah, and I can hear Kirk better than you can, I think, so that's why I know it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
Hartwick has
Cortica,
scored.
Hartwick is up 7-0. So Cortland is also struggling a little bit to get things going here. They're on offense now. Brett Segala, like he's handing the ball off the middle, and looks like this guy's got some running room here. Nice onto the Hawk side of the field.
Ithaca gets a first down.
Boy, both
halfway through the 3rd quarter, JB. I mean, they need 4 scores. And that includes 2-point conversions in the mix.
It is a long way to go. And
gets the handoff, goes right, turns it upfield, and Garcia is
these kind of running plays aren't going to get it done. They burn too much clock. Looks like someone going deep.
And Warmack tried to bring it in, and it slammed down off the turf. And will go incomplete, looking for the junior from Utah.
Boy, Wesley, though, passing-wise, not looking crisp in the upper right. You were looking at the upper left while I was watching that play. You got the Hartwick game in the bottom left.
Yeah.
This is Pool C mayhem going on right now in this box. Union, basically in Ithaca are interlinked, and that's why we're calling it that in that respect. Wesley is losing 6-5. Cortland would be the next team up, but they're losing 7-0. The East is in a mess right now. Things need to turn around quickly. Here's Germanario trying to get some points back, and it is incomplete, it looks like, in the bottom right.
He was battling down there with Chris Sola the entire way. A lot of hand contact, and at the very end, in the end zone, it looks like maybe their cleats got caught up because Gladney hit the ground. I was kind of waiting to see if there might be a call because of that incidental contact, but no flag by the referees.
Wow.
Despite Gladney going down.
Well, this is kind of the reason why we do this, right, Frank? I mean, this is it's a lot of work. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff to keep. Yeah,
Second
holy
down
cow.
and 10, Ithaca at the 37 of RPI. Germanario throws the ball right before he gets hit, and that's a bounce pass. And
Yeah, looks like it skidded off the turf.
He caught it on the bounce, and it'll be
Tough homecoming for Joe. I know he grew up about 4 miles away from RPI, but yeah, the end of his final season.
Look across the way to the Ithaca stands there. Not much there.
Put it up.
Yeah, how are they going to get 40,000 people into MetLife Stadium? Oh my gosh, that was almost a.
Well, that tells
looks
you
like
what kind of player
pass interference call there.
Ball stays on his feet, and we've got a whistle. Okay, I thought the whistle blew before he ever went out of bounds.
I don't know exactly what happened. There was a referee's whistle while Germanario was outside by the numbers on the left side. A flag way over here on the right side where an RPI defender was tangled up with a receiver. C.J. Shoemaker on the right side, and that's where the flag was.
I'm certain.
Take a look at this box again. Maritime has responded against Alfred State. Brockport has not scored still against Alfred, but Alfred hasn't either since they're going up 13-0. Wilkes is now challenging in this game. It is 28-24. Pick your poisons here. This box has become actually pretty interesting minus the Endicott game.
Yeah. Now and there's Tabora launching one, although he took a pretty big hit on that play. He's a little slow getting up there. Big third down coming up for them, but also in the lower left, it looks like the Privateers, got back on the board, so they're in the lead again. And look at this, Hartwick back on offense, just laying an egg so far in the first half.
The regional rankings will look like an unbelievable mess if this doesn't change in these 4 games.
It really is. It's kind of chaotic on multiple fronts. So far, there's only been a few games that sort of have gone a little bit according to plan.
Is that Ross coming
Bridgewater
off the field? Ross is injured now for Union.
Well, how cautious are
hate
you
to see that.
Players who, when you know
He is definitely limping there.
To get a home game,
oh my goodness!
I would say you probably have to win all the games here. Yeah.
Matt Dunn just threw a 62-yard touchdown pass to give Norwich back the lead. It's 14-13. A couple of quick scores in that game.
Watch this situation here. Kane's got a punt, but they are in the end zone.
Yeah, they already gave up a safety earlier.
Got him again. Oh, no, they should have.
Oh, wow. How did he get that one off? That was
no
lucky.
idea.
Although that bounce, maybe not so much for it's only like about a 30-yard punt. 40, I guess, if he rolled up there from inside the end zone. So a little lucky break there.
Just lay yourself out, my friend. That's all you needed to do there. Wow.
Yeah.
7-6. How'd you get there? So Wesley will start first and 10.
Yeah, 6-5. Interesting score
Jason
there.
points out something funny there. If they had gotten to safety, they would have been 7-6, and you would have thought touchdown or field goals. It would have been field goal, safety that got them 7 points.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, tough break for the Rams. They had a 20-yard completion called back due to a penalty, so they had to punt the ball away. We should keep an eye on that Bears-Rams game, because if the Bears score on their next possession, it makes it a lot more interesting. They're trailing by 13 right now, but Bridgewater is getting the ball at their 20-25 to start a series here. Let's see if they can get back into that one.
Injured player, so we'll look at it in a little bit.
Hopefully
that kid is okay. 52-7 WPI, by the way, Frank. Where was that off last week when they needed it?
That's Erebor right there.
Erebor gets turned and tossed. Hopefully we won't be reliving that Coast Guard game here late in this game. Although I didn't think we'd bring up Alex Markell in today's broadcast, but somehow, sometimes things work in mysterious ways there. Seriously,
Looks like Ithaca's getting in closer to the red zone now, but so is Wesley.
On second down and short, the handoff goes to Anderson, and he's stopped right near the first. No, he's a little shorter. He's down to the 12. Ithaca needs to get to the 11 for a first down.
Antonio Rogliano, number 98.
For Kane. 3 left, 1 right. Shotgun Morocco, handoff.
I just saw from Twitter, Frank, McGahee from Widener just aired it out 48 yards for a touchdown. They lead 10-7 against Kings in one of the later kickoff games. Some significance in the MAC there.
In the meantime, running plays aren't going to do much good for Ithaca here as they eat the clock up.
Burning way too much clock. I don't like those play calls when you need to come back from such a big deficit.
A bad moment here is Iribor running left.
Well, it looks like field goal time again for Union coming up. We'll check that in a moment. Another run play.
Don't understand why they're just burning up the clock. That's a lot of valuable seconds that Ithaca's just leaving on the table. I don't get it.
Regardless, here we are, second and goal.
DeHady still in the backfield. 2 wideouts each side. Germanario is going to go, and he
almost intercepted.
Well, here comes Halpin with a field goal try to get some points on the board. That was almost blocked, and they made it.
The bench here is upset because they want an offensive interference call. What happened?
It's 11-6. Great protection.
Yeah, Hobart wanted a few offensive interference calls against Ithaca when they played them, and they didn't get them, so tough break.
11-6, Wesley gets a touchdown finally against Kane.
It's sort of like that screenplay.
Okay, nice.
So normalcy is returning back to the scoreboards, except in this game and the Cortland game.
Yeah, no kidding. Both the Cortica teams kind of just struggling. That's a touchdown. But with 3:20 left in the third, that took a little too long to come
Extra
up with
point
that,
is good, 12-6, Wesley over Kane. Union
not a guarantee, but
3-0 rather. Union's up 3-0.
Good job, man.
Jose Tabora just ran it in. We got a 1-score game down in Wilkes-Barre, so the Colonels are fighting back. They were trailing 28-7, and now it's 28-21.
Okay, name me the. So let's see. We've got this game, this game box going on. So name me 4 other games right now that you want to quad out. Let's go with that.
Well, given
Norwich MIT, right?
Yes. I think that's one to keep an eye on.
Wilkes.
I also think Stevenson Wilkes. Yeah. Probably, we got to keep tabs on Rockport and Alfred, although both of those teams have kind of just stalled offensively. Well, what's going on over here in the Kane game? Holy smokes. That was a big gain right there. And we got, looks like Hartwick's lining up for another field goal or something.
So Brockport's punting, by the way, as you pointed out, that game still. Oh, that's a muff.
Nope.
And Brockport gets the ball. Yes.
It's a
they
scoop.
Can't advance it. They can't advance that though. It was a muff, but it's Brockport ball inside the red zone. We'll keep our eye on it.
Big special teams play there. Now, here, look at the Bears.
It was no good.
Oh my God!
Scored again, by the way. Kane is gaining yardage in chunks. Here we go again. We are getting wildness across multiple games. Will they be onside kicking this early? That's one question that we have to wonder about. Ithaca here with the kickoff. Kicked it away.
Munoz Watts takes it at the 12-yard line. 15, 20, 25. He's caught there, and he's
a host of Union defenders, including Evan Gillen, Denby, St. Pierre, and Lava.
of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. We roll under 5 minutes.
Can't believe this Hartwick situation, though, can you?
Kane 6.
No, I mean, I just sent out a tweet basically saying that both Cortica teams getting caught looking ahead. The high score is surprising in the differential. I mean, but Hartwick has not been a good team at all this season, and for Cortland to be losing to them, boy, it's a rough day for these two rivals that are. They'll have an exciting experience at MetLife Stadium, but if they both lose games today, the importance of that one drops significantly from the playoff perspective. Yeah, the home crowd at Hartwick is fired up.
Well, did they catch that ball run out of bounds?
They might have, yeah.
Here's a big play for Kane coming up. 3rd down at about 7, I want to say right now, maybe 8. Again, in kind of no man's
looks like they overturned getting a comment in our box here saying that the Alfred punt thing was overturned due to an inadvertent whistle.
Oh my!
So it doesn't look like it is actually Brockport's ball like we thought. Kind of a strange turn of events there.
Mangoni's beard probably grew 8 inches just based on that right there.
Or just lit itself on fire, yeah.
Look at that 1st down for Kane.
Look, here's Kane. Wow.
Oof.
Yep, and that was snuffed out pretty easily there.
Let's see who's got the ball here now. Looks like Brockport's lining up on offense right now. I'm not. Morrison's in the backfield?
Yeah, that was a direct snap to. It looked like. So if it's 22, no, that's 31. It looks like they're kind of going a wildcat kind of situation there.
Another 1st down for Kane. JB, I know you got to step away for a second, so I'll take folks around the scoreboards that we've got as we've got them here. So go right ahead. Then let me know when you're back. Okay, folks, let's see here. Let's go to our Pool C box, we're calling it. And we've got Union up only 3-0 right now, and they're not a Pool C team, I understand, but they will affect Pool C in terms of who they drag along if they lose a game. In the meantime, Kane trying mightily to get a tie or lead back against Wesley after giving up 12 straight points. Bottom left, Hartwick is leading 14-0 over Cortland, and RPI still with the ball. No, they are on offense here as the 3rd quarter comes to an end.
Ferrara was knocked down of bounds.
2nd and 9, 45 for what is probably maybe the last play of this quarter.
Nice catch there. RPI keeps the drive alive. That'll end the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
So what's going on at Union?
Yeah, this might be one of those games where they're going to have to lean on their defense to get the win today. Although, let's see,
personal foul against Utica,
JB. Ooh, that's a big time break for Union. This could be something that could make a difference in the game with a score right before the half. I mean, originally they were looking at maybe a field goal situation, but a fresh set of downs here from about the 24 or 23 yard line, and Union's in good position to get some points.
Let's wake up on games to watch beyond the Pool C situation, although Wilkes technically is Pool C.
But they're lining up with wide receivers.
They have the ball back, down 7 now. They were down 21 at the half. Framingham State is up 33-20, but Bridgewater State has the ball. Brockport
with a
fourth and
2 coming up.
And use those 3 players as blockers, but none of them hitting their blocks. MIT all over.
MIT's back in the lead, 20-14.
I'm glad MIT was able to get their hands on Connor right there with just a quick pitch, as that has been working for them. But I want to, if you're Norwich, let's build off that long ball.
Touchdown just scored by Alfred State. We'll make that game close again, so keep your eye on that one as we don't quite have a winner yet in that game.
Falling for the play action, and that was actually
MIT up 20-14. Stevenson back with ball.
Ben Wolves, the sophomore, 6'3", 220 from College Station, Texas, gets the first sack for the defense. Now it's 3rd and 15. How you doing?
And Norwich now.
You're hearing the audio from the Norwich MIT game, especially right now. Framingham State gets the ball back, but look where they were going to be playing from, so they have to be careful there.
And actually, once again, that was Ben Walls on the tackle there. So back-to-back big plays from him.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, to see Wojcinski maybe throwing deep.
Touchdown Union.
7 to go in the first half. It's Union College 10.
That's a big touchdown for them. And wow, look at what's going on in the Hartwick game. They're going nuts. They were fired up.
Offering residential mortgages, hometown checking, and friendly.
Got a big play coming up here in the Kane Wesley game. 6-yard line right now for Kane.
What down is it?
I think 3rd.
Side, 2 wide receivers left. Taylor sprints out to his left, out route near the near pile.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was the right play, but he waited a little too long to release the ball. In fact, he probably could have tucked and run. He had a lead blocker there, and Wesley was definitely in man coverage. So, all right, they're saying it's 3rd and goal, so that was 2nd down.
Gotcha. Hartwick trying to run the ball here on Portland as the second quarter is coming to a close quickly. Timeout. Play clock's running down right now on Kane. They may have to take timeout here because they got personnel issues left and right, and they do.
Yep. Didn't get the right people in time, so. Well.
Personal foul against Portland.
Looks like a big penalty there, Frank.
Huge. Look at this. All the way to the 39-yard
line.
Dog agrees. Hey, validation, I'll take it from whoever gives it to me.
Welcome you back to Scott D. Miller Stadium, Dover, Delaware. 38 seconds to go in the second quarter. Wesley 12, Kane 6. 3rd and goal for the Kane Cougars from the Wesley 6-yard line.
Let's pump up the volume here with our good friend Sean Green, who always does great work with us.
Yep.
Takes the snap. Blitz coming. Stepped up in the pocket. Taylor's got a receiver wide open.
My
touchdown,
goodness.
Kane.
Wow.
Dante Jameson, his 2nd receiving touchdown of the season, and Kane has tied the game.
Yeah, look at the expression of the Wesley defenders there. They can't believe what just happened.
They had a chance to sack him. And, when you come at the king, you got to take him down. As he was able to slip out of the backfield, and as they ran all the receivers over towards the far side, and Wolverines blocked the initial touchdown extra point. Let's see if they can get one here and keep this a tie game.
Logan Matthews' extra point is up, and it is good.
Not a guarantee today, Frank.
Take it with them. 33
Seen a lot of missed kicks, and that was a big one for Kane to get that one through, take the lead.
Let's take a look at this RPI game.
It's like a first down at its own 1.
Oh boy.
99 yards just to make this thing respectable.
Shotgun. Now, we saw this last week against Buffalo State. RPI ran a play at their own 1-yard line out of the shotgun and gave up a safety because they couldn't get back to
Utica's got 3rd and 11 at their own 33 or 31-yard line, actually. We'll go to it now because of that penalty.
Looks like RPI was signaling a safety that there might have been a false start by the Ithaca offense.
Galen. Now he throws it up to the sideline, and it's knocked away by
I understand.
He's trying to advocate for pass interference, but
that's not a safety. Holding in the end zone is a safety, but a delay of game
intentional grounding in the end zone is a safety.
Right.
Yeah, this is a half-yard penalty. Play the down.
So now they're back to the half-yard line.
Oh my gosh. It's taking a while to get this play off. And then run it?
To the right.
Gets out of the end zone and moves it back to the 2-yard line. Gets to the 2-yard
Just giving him some room at this point.
The right tackle was kind of met at the goal line, but able to spin out to the right.
Let's see if Union's punt block's on today. Let's see if there's a false start first.
State RPI up by 4 in a similar situation. Snap back, handoff, and tackle in the end zone resulted in a safety. I would prefer, Ed and I did the game last week in this circumstance, I would prefer in this circumstance to put somebody under center and have them just try to power through to get a couple of yards. But it'll be second down from the 2 now, and that's the Haiti again.
My goodness. JB, what would you do here? I mean, seriously.
About 9 at the 2 for Ithaca.
I mean,
the dog is,
they're basically they're playing like they've already given up. I mean, you can't. Yeah, the dog says forget it.
Smart dog you got there.
Third down and 9 at the 2-yard line.
No boy, here we go.
Throw under pressure in the end zone, rolls to his right, gets away from that. Now throws the ball downfield, and that is incomplete.
Nice.
Looking for Anderson around the 30, and it's an incomplete pass.
You gotta, German Era can definitely move in the pocket, make some plays, but jeez,
you can't even go for it there because of where you are.
Yeah.
But also one thing to keep an eye on.
It seemed like in the first half.
Face mask against Utica will give Union one more chance to score before halftime on the punt play.
Oh, wow.
And every time I look at this Hartwood game, there's a timeout, it feels like. Every time I want to go to it, we can't.
Is losing to RPI. You know, the at-large bid pool is going to be watching.
Look at this half.
Well, maybe we should go to the Stevenson game. Yeah, no kidding. Right at the Cougars, where they really they came to play. But yeah, this is a key drive here with like just a little over 6 minutes left, and I think it's Mustang's ball. So they're trying to. Must have been a penalty or something because they're moving up now. They're looks like a first and goal type situation. Yeah, to give them a little insurance points here, the Wilkes defense needs to make a play.
First play of the fourth quarter here in the Brockport game, still 13-0. It's been that way since the first quarter. Here is that play, and it looks like a touchdown for Stevenson. 34-21. Wilkes behind the 8 ball again here in this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to come out and somehow try to score quickly, and then maybe start looking at an onside kick. I don't know. It depends on how fast they can get points.
MIT has put on a scoring frenzy of the last few minutes. I'll tell you about it in a moment. But first, Alfred, touchdown. And this game is suddenly
smokes.
In play.
And Baker looks like a dope because he said Boston can't throw the long ball. That looked pretty good.
The MIT score, 27-14. MIT.
Was number 73 for the Engineers, Sam.
Framingham
kind
State
of what we
looks
expected
like
in that one.
They're trying to run out the clock in the Framingham State game. How much time's left there? Do you have an indication?
Framingham. It looks like there's about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. But
in the third quarter,
yeah, the Bears. Well, I must have a time delay.
Yeah, that game should be in the fourth, you would think, here.
Yeah, it is. Quick refresh here. It says it's literally the start of the fourth quarter.
Let's take a look at Union and where they are here. With third down coming up. Again, in no man's land. This has got to be 4-down territory, you got to think, right?
21-0. That game started at noon. So take a look at that score. Bellarmine
absolutely
tried to set up the screen pass, threw it over the head of Ferrara.
Looked like they were going to.
Yeah, the screen pass worked really great for Union when they beat Hobart, but no dice there.
Yeah, you can just tell the passes just aren't as crisp going on right now in that game.
4 wideouts.
Ithaca back with the ball, or no, I'm sorry.
He's looking around.
This is RPI the ball, and a touchdown.
Wow.
That will do it in that game. Ithaca's Pool C hopes have just evaporated.
Good look by
yep, they're done.
That he adjusted. He wanted to go to Nick Smith in the right corner for.
My goodness, what a difference 2 weeks make.
He then looked left and short. That was covered. All of a sudden,
Union ran a fake punt last week against Ithaca. I'm sure Utica is ready for that.
No, they're going to punt.
Over-end punt that bounces into the end zone for a touchdown.
Good sales job on that one. As for Cortland, who would be the heir apparent here to a certain degree for a possible Pool C consideration, if they finish 9-1, they need to finish 9-1, and they aren't in a position to currently. As the second quarter is ticking down to almost nothing here, they have the ball back, down 14. They're trying to get some quick out-of-bounds routes, you can tell.
I guess, Frank, would there be an outside chance for Ithaca to make a Pool C with an 8-2 record? I mean, depending on, we're seeing a lot of potential disasters across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, but outside
Wesley
our region,
loses,
but you need more carnage outside our region. That's the problem right now.
Yeah.
There are enough quality there are enough teams with one loss, 5 or more of them, I think, right now. I'm watching Wilkes here. We'll go back to them in a second, but they're trying to drive down the field without much success so far. Bridgewater State has the ball as well. We'll go to that quad box in a moment. That includes MIT and Brockport. We just want to get an indication here of the time left in this half for the Cortland game.
Well, they're on
here.
the Hartwick side of the field, so that's good. Yeah, you'd think that they would have put up more than...
That's not a good pass play, though.
0.
You got to drop that one. Just drop it. Holy cow.
They're running the hurry. They're running the hurry up now.
Were they even set? Got out of bounds there. They're in field goal range, but really they need a touchdown here. We should be able to see a time in a second here. The scoreboard's to the right. Just a little bit more, buddy. Come on. Just turn it a little to the right. And a defensive score by Framingham State makes it 40-20, by the way. That game is going to be pretty much over.
Yep.
26.2 seconds left in the half. Brockport struggling to move the ball also. We're going to have some fantastic finishes with implications coming up here in the next hour. Another bad idea there. I mean, the clock's running. They're down to 16, 15, 14.
And what are they
Still
waiting
got to look for the end zone. He's going to run it himself there. 7 seconds.
Well, Brett can move. I mean, he's got some speed. So, but yeah, they need points. Got to score.
Brockport gets a first down on a big play there, 2nd and 15. That is hugely necessary for them to retain that lead. 11 minutes left there. This is first half action. Hartwick clinging to a 14-0 lead with 7.5 seconds left in the second quarter. Portland trying to have it. Segala's got room to run, but he's going to be forced out of bounds with 0.7 seconds, I believe it reads. You can't be serious. Wow. Do you go for the field goal? It looks like they're going to line up for it. Do you fake it? I mean, there are so many things here you could think about doing. Down 14.
Yeah, I just think they needed to. They just need to score before the half, but there have been so many missed kicks, and I don't know if
it's good. 14-3 halftime score. Brockport just gets another running first down, and they're just trying to bleed this clock and get at least a field goal here. If they can do both, they would have a 2-possession lead and not leave enough time really for Alfred to do much. Union's heading toward halftime here with the ball.
In this first half and hit the locker room with a 10-0 lead.
And they're going to take the victory formation.
Take a knee. Yep.
And that'll be the final.
Hey, you know what? That's a great it's sort of a win for Union.
Ball, they got it.
Oh,
that's Norwich MIT. They are going to secure the victory, it looks like, against Norwich. Stevenson back with the ball in the Wilkes game, just running clock down smartly. Wilkes, it looks like, will remain ranked at this pace if Ithaca, let's go back to it. Ithaca has scored. They're going for the 2-point conversion.
Ithaca goes for 2.
Well, the only thing that keeps Ithaca alive, I think, Frank, is if you do start to factor in the RROs, they will have a win over Hobart, which I think will crack the top 10. Yeah, so the 1-1. So maybe they drop down to the 9 or 8 spot, maybe the 10th spot, depending.
Big play coming up now for Brockport. It is 3rd and 9, 9 minutes left. Helwig's going to have to throw here, I believe, if that is Helwig. Who is lined up as quarterback there?
Looks like number 2. That's Helwig.
Yep, it is. Taking their time, but the clock isn't running here because it was the incompletion that led to this play. It's in trouble, running.
It's on the run again.
Oh, he's hit hard.
Oh.
But completed.
But he made the completion. Wow. What a great play.
Want to take a
quick shout out to my son Declan. Want to give a quick shout out to my son Declan, who just took 2nd place in the Orlando Chess Club tournament this weekend.
Nice.
Dropped him off earlier at UCF. Yeah. Wow, he was a little bummed out. He lost his first match, but Helwig has taken. We've seen him take a lot of punishment. He's a tough kid, but I think that's why they love playing for him. This offensive unit. He's just one of those guys who puts his body on the line. He lifts his teammates up. He's got the Eagles on the verge of going back to the playoffs again.
Onside kick here.
Onside kick covered by
Ithaca, not so much.
46-yard line.
7 minutes left. Onside kick. 26-point game there. Let's go back to the Brockport game. At the 38-yard line. They're looking at the sideline. Clock's running. No hurry here on 2nd and 6. Boy, that was a dangerous play because you couldn't tell if either player knew they had the ball or was going to keep it there.
Yeah, that was a potential for a fumble on that one. But so here comes a big 3rd and 4, I guess you could say, maybe 5. Outside of field goal range, this might be 2-down territory, honestly, Frank, especially with 7.5 minutes left in the clock. They just need to keep running the ball, keep the clock burning, although they're going to need to come up with a first down here.
Final score: Springfield 56, Maine Maritime 7. By the way, for those wondering.
Okay, that sets up a big game against MIT, who's looking like they're going to win in their game. They're up 34-14 with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So, UMAC title coming down to the final week.
Before we put this game to bed, let's look at it for one more second here. The Mass Maritime game against UMass Dartmouth, 28-14.
The Pirate Bowl.
Mass Maritime leading.
Wow. Yeah, we've seen the Corsairs have a couple of duds this season, and this seems to be certainly one of them. Got to credit the Bucks, though. Their offense seems to have woken up, and yep. Big play
here for Brockport. Yep, absolutely. But again, this may be 4-down territory based on where they are on the field. They're at the 34-yard line. This is not field goal range. This is not punt range. So they're going to have a decision to make if they don't get there.
Well, we've seen Hellwig do the kind of the quick kick, the short punts. They're going to make Alfred go 90, 95 yards probably. I wouldn't be surprised to see a side, off the side of his foot kind of punt.
Stevenson is way up on the mound there after scoring a touchdown. They're up 42-21 now.
Nope, he's going for it. He's got it.
My God, he just throws his body to reckless abandon. That's an incredible pickup by him right there.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Brockport has two starting quarterbacks, because the way that Hellwig just plays with such reckless abandon, they might need June in the playoffs. But so far he's it looks like that's Hellwig coming out. I think. And that's number 2. So he's looks like he's doing all right physically, but you could tell he's taking some hits.
Is this the Jolly Cat again?
This is number 31, which that'll keep the clock burning. I don't know how many timeouts Alfred has.
This drive started around 11 minutes, I think.
Yep, this is a game-winning kind of drive right here. And now if you're the Saxons, you have to start maybe thinking about spending some of your timeouts, because the clock is just keeps running here with all these Wildcat and other run plays, and the defense
what's
just can't
on the
get
line
off the field.
here, JB? We haven't said it in a while, but if Brockport wins this game, they win the Empire 8. If they do not, they're going to have to go to next week and play SUNY Morrisville.
Yeah, their game with Fisher just kicked off about 20 minutes ago. We'll check in on that in a little bit. Has some ECAC bowl game implications, but this is the key game right here. The champion is a few minutes away from being crowned.
Bridgewater State still with the ball, but down 20 points right now. Stevenson up by 21 as the game concludes. That game is over now. Stevenson wins it 42-21 over Wilkes. Good try by Wilkes to try to come back into that game. But Stevenson, I said Wilkes earlier. I meant Stevenson may be the team that gets ranked here. And Hobart as well has a chance to be ranked if they win today or tonight. What's with that scheduling, by the way? Look at Justin Morrison.
That's a great question.
Justin Morrison with the first down from the direct snap there. Boy, they're just run kitchen sink playbook right now at Alfred. Is it going to be Hellwig behind center? Is it going to be Code, or is it going to be Morrison? Right there, Morrison that time. And they have taken 8 minutes off this clock, if my math is correct, about when we saw this drive start, around 11 and a half minutes. And just run.
Yeah, this is definitely some solid, just old-fashioned football. The offensive line is winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. And, Coach Potter is just making some great plays, and this game is about to be over right here after that run. That'll be good for a first and goal.
Too. I mean, they're crashing hard on the left side, and they're just running right. They're reading where Alfred's coming, and you're just going away from it at this point with the blitz.
Yep. Nice zone blocking up front. Running backs are hitting the holes they're supposed to, and just nicely executed offensive game plan for the Golden Eagles. All right, they're first and goal. And this will ice it if they get into the end zone here. I just can't see Alfred being able to come back down 2 scores with under 3 minutes left. Oof. Looks like they're going to take a loss on that. Oh, was there a fumble?
Yes.
Yikes. Okay.
But it is Brockport ball.
Yep. Well, I was lucky. That was the one thing. That was the one thing that would have given the Saxons some hope. And so here, they're finally taking a timeout.
Let's take a look at a game that's kind of out of reach that we're going to lose track of soon because of everything going on. 42-7 in favor of Endicott over UNE. UNE, I'll tell you, they should be proud of the season that they have had overall. Here is a development that we've lost a little bit of track of, and we should put this into our quad box of important stuff going on. As Alfred State has come back again.
Wow.
And
one other thing we kind of lost track of is the fact that Western New England has won 35-0 and are the CCC champs.
Congratulations to them. Let's see what happens here. Boy, that's a short kickoff for no good reason. Can you see how much time's left in this game from the scoreboard on your end?
Let me see if I can check real quick here. Middlebury just got another score, so they're starting to pull away. There's 3:13 supposedly left in this game.
Well,
actually less than that. Under 2 minutes, about 1 minute and 14 seconds in the SUNY game. So that one's coming down to the wire. The Privateers are going to be the miracle to come back.
Another timeout by Alfred. Third and goal coming up. So keep an eye on this because eventually they will go for the field goal, Will Brockport. Here's the Maritime conclusion. This is Maritime's ball. Don't pay attention to the scoreboard. This is Maritime's ball. And they do cross midfield, it looks like, with that play. This is not their comfort zone, having to, score by pass here, but they are making up some chunks of yards.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't rely on their kicker Joseph Gallardi either, because he's down by 4 points. Normally, he's pretty accurate inside the 25-30 yard line, but they need a touchdown to win this one.
50 seconds left.
Yep. Now look at this. That's wow. They let a couple extras. The home crowd is for the home scorekeeper let
JB.
a couple seconds lead on that one.
In some ways, that pass play wouldn't have been good for much.
Yeah.
3rd and 2 coming up.
Still look like
pick it up, obviously.
Have 50, but yeah. 2 down territory here for sure. Privateers need to score. 3 points isn't going to do it.
Rockport's got 4th and goal coming up. I'll let you know with 2:40 left. We'll go to that in a second to see what they end up doing with that.
Well, they call it screen, and they can't come up with. It looks like Alfred State's going to win this game, Frank. Wait, no, it's 4th down. That was 3rd down.
4th down coming up.
Yeah.
I think you run the ball here, to be honest with you, because either you get the first down or you don't. You can run it now.
Yeah, you just need to. Well, I guess it depends on the timeout situation. If you're the Privateers, you're going to need at least 2 of them. Maybe just 1. You may not even have time for more than 1.
That's it.
There's a pass play, and that's it.
In the meantime, this is huge. This could pretty much end the game here if Brockport hits this field goal from, let's call it 25 yards. Good. For the 2nd straight week, Alfred falls behind by 9 points by way of a field goal. They were down 19-10 versus Utica last week after that Medici 48-yarder. Here it's much shorter, 25 yards, 16-7. They need to score quickly, and they had to use timeouts to get to this point. Let's see Alfred State take their knee and end this ball game and that puts a playoff-eligible team at 4-5. Maritime moves down to 4-5 and plays a headstrong Mount St. Joseph team next week. They could be 4-6 heading into the playoffs, very possibly. That's a head scratcher for the NCAA when you have so few at-large spots to go around now.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good look, but it is what it is, as they say, and hey, that's how it goes.
Okay, let's see what we got left here.
Wow.
Wesley
still hanging in there.
Yeah, we were just back from halftime, though, so I think this may be the first drive since halftime.
Another team I'm going to check in on, which we should talk about. Where'd they go?
Rowan Peel on that big run there. We had an interview with him not long ago.
Yeah. There we go. Our number one team, Salisbury. They are they have kicked off at TCNJ, and wow, what a catch there!
Job throwing. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, kind of as we expected, Frank. Probably don't need to keep an eye on this one, but it's already 27-7 with 2:40 left in the first quarter. Salisbury's up and driving, so they well on their way to winning the NJAC with a likely blowout over the Lions.
Flag down in the Wesley game and is against Wesley. We're watching this one just so we can crown the champ of the MASCAC, because Framingham State with the win will win the MASCAC. So let's think about the tickets that have been punched officially here. Last week we had Del Val, Union, and SUNY Maritime. That's false start by somebody there. It had to be. Yeah, there it is. So we have those. If Salisbury wins today, they punch their ticket, correct?
Yes.
And we have Framingham State on the verge of punching their ticket, although they just gave the ball back to Bridgewater State, apparently.
Yeah, basically all the conferences have been wrapped up except for the NUMAC, from what I can tell, Frank. We had Del Val and Union clinch last week. Yeah,
Empire 8 is not quite there yet.
Like seconds away. Yeah. 1:58.
Then it's going to be the Wesley, Union, and Cortland games we're going to watch the conclusion, essentially, once this is done.
Yeah, we got Western New England who punched their ticket, so that's so basically we have 4 of the 5 remaining. I guess I'll give a shout out to Middlebury too, because I think that they're closing in on officially ending their season 9-0. And I want to just check something here on the Panthers here. Yeah, they're leading 24-14. Still not completely over yet. They have not gone undefeated, Frank, in the D3Football.com era. Their best records were in 2007 when they went 7-1, as well as in 2012 and 2013. 7-2 2 years ago, and they're going to go 9-0. Maybe, I don't know if it's the first time, but certainly the first time in the last 20 plus years. Pretty awesome accomplishment for Coach Ritter and the Panthers.
That was 4th down. Alfred did not convert, and it looks like Brockport is going to win the Empire 8 today. Let's go back to this one, though. This is a little daunting here. Wesley could not get the first down. They were at 4th and 15 now, and they're going to be forced to punt from their own 30, or from the Kane 38. Wow.
There is a score for you, Frank. Anna Maria leads 53-14 with 3:41 left. Looks like Coach Mulrooney is going to get win number 2. Pretty nice. They've not had the season that they hoped for, but getting a couple wins here late in the year. Good for them.
We'll watch Brockport celebration mode here as they go to win the conference once it hits 0. I'm watching Framingham State as well to see when we can declare them officially the MASCAC champions. The NJAC will go to Salisbury. The MAC has gone to Del Val. The Empire 8 to Brockport. The Liberty League to Union last week. The ECFC went to Dean/SUNY Maritime, depending on how you look at it, ultimately. The CCC has gone to Western New England. The MASCAC will go to Framingham State. And the new MAC is the mystery right now. Middlebury has won the NESCAC, but no playoff implications there. 1 minute left. Framingham State looks like they've got the ball back. It's a race to see, I think, who's going to run out this clock faster right now. They may have to still play offense there for a couple plays. Meantime, Kane is trying to get a first down. It looks like they may have gotten a first down on Wesley in the meantime. And here we go. Brockport, your Empire 8 champions.
Awesome.
What a weird season. What a weird season for them it's been. I mean, at the Hobart loss and then just looking kind of off balance in games following it. This game started out 13-0. They didn't score a touchdown since the first quarter. Think about that. And they still won the game 16-7. That defense is still legit for Brockport. And give Alfred's defense credit for keeping it contained, outscoring them 7-3 in the final 3 quarters of play.
Yeah, no kidding. It's kind of what we expected. And on one hand, maybe we thought we'd see a little more offense from the Golden Eagles, but hey, they made enough plays to win it. And
there's a
tough
that's had a
tough
day.
loss today for Ithaca.
Last week, you were on the road. I'm talking about Ithaca here. On the road.
Riding high and comes crashing back down. That's brutal.
A lot of people are going to start to question the situation now. The whole German Aero situation, the risk that was taken to try to go playoffs or bust basically with him, and what it all means at the end of the day, because will Wahid Nabi come back as quarterback next season as a senior, or will he opt out? I mean, that's a very legitimate question. Give him credit. He's been dressing and ready to play back up in the last couple of weeks. He has not quit that team. Will he stick around? And that's going to be a wide open question coming up very soon. Here's Framingham State. Not quite in a position to run out the clock yet, apparently. We're getting very darn close. We'll keep our eye on that. Union is almost back to action. We'll go to the Kane game. Look at Kane continue to possess the ball.
Yeah, they're calling a great ball game in this one, and I don't know if Wesley was thinking that they had the Pool C thing locked down or what, but this Cougars team just keeps fighting, and they could keep the clock running on that play. He wasn't out of bounds, and look, there's a celebration going on in Brockport, and they've got to be thrilled. It's their 8th win in a row.
It is, and their 3rd straight Empire.
Pretty amazing. A lot of people, including us to a certain extent, I guess you could say, pretty much the whole national media kind of wrote them off. But hey, they're going back to the playoffs, and depending on how things shake out today, who knows what will happen, if they'll be on the road or if they'll host or what. But impressive win today against a tough Alfred team, which I guess could potentially still have hopes. Look at that! Wow, Alfred could still maybe make into the that New York Bowl, I guess, if Cortland, which we haven't checked in on in a while. How's
they were at halftime.
How are things going on with them in the Huddle? Okay,
so
all right, so we got a final. Big win for the Mariners, who at 5 and I think they're 5-3 with a game to play. Hopefully we'll see them throw their hat in the ring. Wow, Salisbury is up 34-7. That game is over already. It's not even the end of the first quarter. Salisbury is basically going to clinch the NJAC, and Wesley, if they're not careful, could get knocked out of the playoff race here.
I'll tell you one thing. Kane's object here now is to run the clock down with a lot of run plays. They're not throwing the ball at all, it seems like, and I can't blame them. They're getting chunks of yardage until that play. Here's a game that we haven't looked at in a while. It's the Mass Maritime lead 28-14. The Corsairs with the ball right now, though, trying to do something in this last minute 40 or so. Going deep and with a completion, so not over quite yet. We'll check back in that in a little bit.
No.
We're about to have the opening kickoff to the second half for that Hartwick-Cortland game, just to let you know. Take that one out to the 25-yard line. We'll watch that.
Start the second half when the other team gets into the other side of the field.
Yeah, just across the penalty hurting Wesley's offense. And
I'll tell you, here's something to look at. Ithaca is still talking on that field right now. There's a lot to be said, I guess, after that RPI game and the Union game last week.
That's a tough one to swallow for them. I mean, their season has just been totally blown apart in the last 2 weeks, and now they're going to get to play on the biggest stage in Division III history, and they're going to have to wipe these 2 losses out of their memories as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, the game will probably lose its playoff implications unless somehow the Dragons can come back and make a game of it at Hartwick. They don't look that great. They don't look like a playoff team to me right now. So yeah, that's it's very interesting to see somehow how these things pan out.
Morrisville kicking an extra point against St. John Fisher to make it 28-6 in the second quarter, and they get that extra point. That's an unexpectedly lopsided game right now.
Well, fortunately for us, Frank, we both picked Morrisville, so.
Yeah, it's true. We did. And
now,
it looks like they cut this feed before we even got a chance to congratulate them on the Mascot Championship. Framingham State wins at 40-20.
They gave it the quick hook, huh?
Stick around, guys. You're the home team for crying out loud.
Yeah, I guess they just want to keep their celebration to themselves. You know what's interesting, Frank, is that the Salve Husson game on D3Football.com is still saying that it's in the second quarter. I know Salve was up big in that one. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. That guy just got laid out.
Yeah, that almost turned into a targeting foul. That was very close to targeting.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's lucky they didn't throw it.
Yeah, that definitely looked like a bit of a launch. Middlebury is up 31-14 now into the fourth quarter. They're looking good there. Amherst is, the last I saw, was winning. I'm sorry, Williams was winning the game 24-9 in the fourth quarter. So it's looking like that. Yeah, look at this.
Just made the shoulder pad on that one. Yeah. But look at this in response. That's huge.
Big play right there. Yeah, Wolverines are literally hanging on by a thread here. They need to get a touchdown soon and take the lead in this game.
Tell you one thing, this is the game that doesn't want to end. It's still going on, 49-7. And
oh my gosh!
How isn't this game over yet? How isn't this game over with yet? By the way, MIT 34-14 over Norwich. We have a final on the Mass Maritime game over UMass Dartmouth, 28-14. Congratulations on the Pirate Bowl there to Mass Maritime. Great season for them. That's us, by the way. Hi, how you doing out there?
Bucks.
The
Bucks
game.
won.
So here comes Makai Medici.
Those other Bucks.
Justin Faya standing at the Union 40.
Almost a block there.
Got a nice high punt, although this one is a short one. And it's caught.
Yeah, that was way up and straight down.
Now, here's the thing. we've seen Wesley get to these points of the field multiple times today, but they can't seem to convert often. They've got one touchdown.
No, they have not been able to. This is a third down too, so they need to come up with a play here to keep the ball going here, or keep the clock running, and keep the drive going, I should say.
No.
Oof.
They got to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yep, you can see Morocco signaling to the sidelines, like, let's run it again.
We have a slight improvement on our camera here in the Cortland game.
I think as the sun goes down, the better this game will look. And here it is. This is a touchdown right here for Portland, although they you can't see it because they're still showing the 50-yard line. A little bit slow in the reaction there, the cameraman, buddy. Nice. But
YD3?
That is a play that Cortland desperately needed that touchdown.
Not over yet there in Hartwick, but Hartwick, let's see what they do with the ball when they get it back. Let's go to Union while Wesley takes the timeout on fourth down.
Anna Maria wins 53-14 over Gallaudet. Congrats, Coach. Ring the bell.
Play action pass.
Look at this, Bellamy going deep.
Wow, he's going deep. That's going to be a touchdown.
Not a touchdown, but it's 15 to Sermon.
Not a touchdown, but that's about a 50-yard completion. That's a big play right there.
I wonder how
Bellamy
Ross
sure
is
throws
doing.
a nice ball.
Louisiana.
Yeah, he.
Catch of the season.
Is that him at the top of the screen?
Play from this Union offense this
I
afternoon.
think so.
As Bellamy and Sermon connect.
Both Louisiana.
Sherman made the catch, but let's go with Froggen. Here we go. Yeah, you're right. Speaking of Louisiana, I've heard their state university has a pretty important football game today.
Hey, Norwich scored, by the way. I'll tell you about that in a second.
Oh, okay. Nice run by Irabor there.
And it's
gets out of bounds. Oh, okay, yeah.
I believe that has to be offsides. As I did see.
Interestingly enough, Frank, when I was looking back on the season for MIT, you kind of forget that they played Carnegie Mellon in the first week, and it's one of their losses. But Carnegie's hung in there and been a pretty solid team this season in the pack, and I think they're 6-2, and they're probably. Oh wait, what's going on here? Looks like they got the first down call.
Yep.
Either penalty or otherwise, but they got a fresh set of downs to go here.
It was on a pass play, actually. Just we caught the tail end of it.
Okay. Nice run up the middle there.
Snap, give it to Irabor. Irabor is swallowed up by a few Utica defense players, including Jack Derby.
Let's see what Cortland does here. I'm curious to see if they might not try something tricky.
Their special teams has really been one of the best units of the East region this year, making plays, but they went with the safe kick, and this is going to be overthrown. Oh, and the security guard had to jump to get out of the way. Nice athleticism there shown by the guy on the fence. What's going on here? It's like there might be a player down. There was a collision when it looked like the Wesley receiver who was trying to make the catch. When he missed, he slid on the turf and crashed into the chain link fence that's at the. You can't see it in the screen, but if you go back, you'll see that the receiver did kind of slide into that steel fence. Hopefully, he's just a little banged up, but nothing serious. Yeah, see right there, I think that's Peel, number 9, which is one of the best receivers in the East region. That would be a huge loss for Wesley if he can't keep playing in this game, but hopefully it's just got the wind knocked out of him and he'll be okay.
We also got tight end Spencer Crystal lined up behind the offensive line, offset.
Looks like Union's changing the play at the line of scrimmage, or then took a timeout. Coach Perriman didn't like what he saw on 1st and goal. Can't keep him with you, so might as well spend him.
Gonna guess
First
that there's
timeout
a
for
penalty or
Union.
something here because it looks like Hartwick backtracked since the last time we were here.
Yeah, probably a block in the back on the return or something to that effect. But this is where Cortland really needs their defense to come up with a 3-and-out, force a punt, get the offense the ball back near the 50 or so yard line.
Wolf's Beer Garden says, "Go Union."
Well, for those that were not with us earlier, Ithaca has lost badly to RPI today, meaning that Cortland needs to win here to even make Corsica really a playoff-worthy type game at that point for at least Cortland. You bring up the point about Ithaca's strength of schedule, regionally ranked opponent scenario. It's so far-fetched right now that I can't even really think to talk about much of an 8-2 Ithaca team, even with a good strength of schedule, because their end of season really has been disastrous.
Yeah, the only thing Ithaca has going for it, is the fact that they do have that win over Hobart, so they could potentially, when it comes, if the Statesmen end up 7-2 tonight when they play Buffalo State later, when you compare them sort of head-to-head, I mean, it does help that Hobart has that Broadport win, but they have the head-to-head loss. So actually, I think Ithaca may still stay in the top 10, Frank, just based on that head-to-head win over Hobart. And Cortland.
I disagree.
And Wesley though are really. You disagree? Okay.
I disagree because I think we're so far removed from that game right now, and with the strength of schedule differential, that they will forgive Hobart at that point.
Bellamy takes the handoff, gives it to Iribor, trying to get to the edge, and he's turned
Interesting.
back.
There's no gimme
the only
there.
thing. Yeah, the only good thing about Union having some trouble getting the ball in the end zone is it keeps burning the clock down, so that's a positive for the Dutchman. Hawks are really backed up here. Must have been a holding or some other kind of penalty.
Almost got
Quarterbacks
safety.
barely got out of the end zone, too.
Fourth down coming up.
That was that's exactly the kind of play that the Dragons needed, and now that the sun is starting to set a little bit there in upstate New York, we can finally see the field, but the cage, as they call it there in Oneonta, the bird cage. So clock is ticking. Looks like there's about 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, so still plenty of time. And this one, big stop by the Cortland defense, which so far, they got the touchdown on their first series. They got the stop here and almost hiked that ball out of the end zone. That was a lucky catch, and that's a safety. I think the punt was shanked and bounced back into the end zone for a safety for Cortland.
It's in some ways not the worst thing that could have happened for Hartwick because it still secures the lead at 14-12 and allows for a kickoff. Speaking of safety games, we had a safety here, almost the second one earlier.
Yeah. Wesley, how is this not in the fourth quarter by now, Frank? It says third, but this, with all
Jamie,
the...
just for those wondering about a possible pool C dilemma in the ASC, American Southwest, right now Mary Hardin Baylor's up 20-0 halfway through the second quarter over Texas Lutheran. That's an important game nationally. So right now it looks like Mary Hardin Baylor may keep Texas Lutheran away from a Pool C bid, and Texas Lutheran will not pull Mary Hardin Baylor down to one themselves. So we'll see how that plays out. There's still a lot of time in that game.
So aggressively signal first down right away.
Yeah, hard to tell from the angle work.
Yeah, and here's the stretch, and Keller was correct. It is in fact a first down Wolverines. Well, hang on, wait, they're going to stretch it again.
We're getting close to the end here.
What's going on here?
Now they're moving the chains. What is going on? It is a first down
Wolverines
now. They stretched the chains out once, then they re-stretched it again. And the
game very much still up for grabs.
Okay, well, there we go. Whoa, what happened here?
Quarterback Van Galen in the end zone takes the snap, hands it off, or gives the
So
hand off.
did Union not opt to kick the field goal?
Still pushing.
I'm guessing that's what
Or they
happened.
missed.
You may have
We've
to
had
look.
so many.
10-yard line
And again?
We've had so many missed kicks today.
was Doherty.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Give him about
Look here real quick
5
here.
maybe on that first down.
Here's the free kick in the Hartwick-Cortland game. And, they minimized the damage there to around the 44-yard line. Here's Utica's chance here if ever they wanted one.
Doherty again, he's got some big
It wasn't a missed field goal, Frank.
He's out over the 20.
Union just decided to stick with Erebor. He rushed for a yard on first down, a yard on second down, 2 on third down, and with a 4th and goal from the 1, he lost a yard, and Utica got the ball back. So I guess the only good thing for that series with Union is the fact that they burned a lot of clock on that drive, but they may have wanted those 3 points. I'm not sure what. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them here, but a lot of field left for the Pioneers to travel. So sounds like Coach Behrman's just going to lean on his defense, and that's right. The reason right there. Tackle for loss, second and long coming up.
Look at the score in the bottom right again.
Oh my gosh.
Second quarter.
Well, we saw that with Morrisville last season. They really poured it on late, and even in the loss against Grove City in the ECAC Bowl, they still put up like 48 points. This has been a strong team all season. You know, we mentioned it on a prior show. Brett Zagallo was giving them props from Cortland, and can't take those Mustangs lightly.
Off the hands of Kevin Warmack. Warmack was up at the 30-yard line.
Oh my gosh! Listen to this, Frank. 41-7 with 9:20 to go in this first half. Salisbury is just crushing TCNJ. They're just looking like they're hanging on to that number 1 spot.
Touchdown.
And there's a touchdown for Wesley finally. EJ Lee. Where's it?
Marcel's.
And there's the rocket ship. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Lee, I think, is 2. Well, that's a big touchdown for Wesley. They needed it.
Wafted up. He's
Deep throw.
Warmack, and
that's a catch. Oh.
No, it's not a catch, but it's a pass interference.
Was in coverage.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I mean, I thought the defender had good position and batted the ball, but they just kind of landed on each other, and sometimes you lose those.
Let's see it here. One more time. It almost feels like they were trying for a mock punt on this play because of how deep he was throwing out at 14. Boy, that's unless he was pulling from behind, that's a tough call.
Yeah,
Wesley's going to go for
it's a lucky break for them, but
give it to Doherty, kind of a counter play. Doherty on the play, and he is tackled on the play.
There's a situation there. Here's Cortland.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Can't see what happened there, but no signal from the officials.
Maybe the camera operator actually watched what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to assume you're right, but boy, this game bad now. We missed a touchdown earlier.
It looks like there's 6:20 left in the third from what I can tell from the scoreboard. It's not super legible, but
it is.
It's looks like 3rd and 11 coming up for Cortland here. Definitely not in field goal range. This is 2-down territory for them.
For 2 here.
Easy, wide open.
Look at Segala running to the right here.
Segala running for his life and dropped the ball. Be 4th down.
4th down coming up, yep.
I don't know. If I was Cortland here, I might just try to do.
They're kicking the field goal.
I know Segala's done this. They're going to attempt a field goal from there?
46 yards.
Oh, boy. I don't know. I think I would have had Segala just shank one off his foot and try to pin the Hawks deep and let the defense get the ball back for you around midfield like this last possession. But I guess they feel compelled to try and get the points. I just don't. This is a risky move,
it's thin air, so you can get the distance here. Let's see.
Almost blocked it.
It's good.
He made it. Wow. That's an impressive kick right there.
6-yard touchdown run, 2-point catch by Chuck Simpson. Wesley reclaims the lead over Kane at 20-13.
Yeah, and that drive, 15 plays, 87 yards, took almost 6 minutes off the clock.
Nick Brune's kickoff is away. Will come down at the 19-yard line, and the returner is going to be hit at
The ref was pointing down to the field as if he had a knee touch.
Okay.
6-yard pickup for Doherty. 3 minutes to go in the
Well, so far this quarter has been a win for Union, in my opinion, Frank. Even if they didn't get that score on the 1st and goal series, they're bleeding time off the clock, and they're keeping the Pioneers for the most part in check. But
driving for the first down is Hogan.
Not over yet.
It could be a first down there. Yeah, they just have to bend, not break, so to speak. And here comes Kane to see if they can try to come back in this one. That almost looked like an interception, but no,
it's caught.
Made the catch. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
They can't shake them.
Unbelievable. That's great. The Middlebury game is taking forever. Okay, we have a final in the biggest little game. Williams 31, Amherst 9.
18-yard gain to the 41. Kane 1st and 10, trailing Wesley by 7. 2 left, 1 right. Handoff on first down goes to the far side. Spinning across the 41.
For a team that defensively is strong like Wesley generally, Kane's been mixing it up on them just enough to keep in this game. It's kind of funny to watch this when they're on offense.
So Utica's worked a lot of running backs in. We see McGriff in, Goff was in, Morgan and Doherty, as well as Tim Hogan.
Gotta say, this computer did pretty well today, serving up about 16 games at one point.
2nd and 8.
Yeah, for sure.
And he is,
I can't believe my Bluetooth thing hasn't died yet. That's a miracle.
Don't say it yet.
Famous last words. Yeah, famous last words. We got about 45 minutes of coverage to go. I know you've got some appointments to get to, but I think we'll have covered off on all the things. At 47-7, Salisbury, they basically got the new Mac lockdown. So pretty much.
Dan Jack, not the new Mac.
Yeah, right. Well, they probably would lock that one down too. Oh my gosh, and he's got it. That's a touchdown. No? Yes. Oh my goodness. We still have a ball game in Schenectady though, Frank.
Let's take a look at it one more time.
Van Galen with the long bomb there. What a beautiful catch. I thought the DB would have been able to make a play, just didn't seem to see the ball.
Scoreboard here with 52 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Not over yet.
They've been taking a few shots at Paul Chambers. Chambers was
flag down to the Kane drive right now. Let's see who it's against.
Right, but Wright had just one too many steps, and he was able to get into the end zone. Extra point up, and it is good from Makai Medici. And with 50.
It's going to be, an illegal block behind the waist. It's going to be more than a 5-yard penalty.
Against Wesley?
Cougars, yeah, you definitely accept this.
Yeah, that's... Oh, wow. Wait,
no,
that's going against...
We flipped the field. We're in the 4th quarter now. That's why.
Yeah, that's on Kane.
Yep. As for Cortland here, looks like Cortland has the ball.
Yeah, with pretty good field position too. Oh, jeez. That quarterback got hit right as he's throwing it. Yeah, that was nifty. Wait, okay, Hartwick ball.
With the ball.
Okay, that makes.
Sorry.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I was kind of wondering what happened there. I was like, oh, all right. Handoff. Oh my gosh, look at him slice through the defense, and he's still going. That is about a 30-something yard pickup there for Hartwick. Not normally known as a running team, just gashed the Dragons defense. Boy, Cortica hangover, man. Isn't even here yet. And that's a big play by the Wesley defense right there.
Indeed.
26 is lucky he didn't get ejected for smacking the ref in the face. a little
Ref
exuberant,
fight,
but,
though. Give the ref credit. He didn't just fall down on that.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he's working his shoulder though. He felt it. He's I'm sure in that cold weather that ding hurt a little bit.
Just out of the reach of his hands.
Sherman looks a little banged up on that play. Okay. Here we go. And that takes a cane bounce. That's a lucky break for the Cougars. Yeah. That turned that into about a 50-something yard punt. And the camera guys not.
I think we have an injury. I think we have an injury.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that would make sense then. Why don't we?
To the 42. Boy, oh boy, Utica's had some difficult penalties in terms of being difficult. You can't take a penalty like that or commit a penalty like that. When you've got 2nd and 10, you've got all the.
Hartwick here.
Back to pass.
No, not for long.
Oh, you got this huge gaping holes in the Cortland defensive zone.
Number 26, Terrence Toussaint, was in coverage, the freshman from West Orange, New Jersey. So it's 2nd and down. Union's offense, again, scored 10 points in the 2nd quarter, all 10 of its points. They've had a field goal block back in the 1st.
Should we go back to Wesley here?
Now, once again, the Cougars' defense is strong at the point of attack. Look here, another run play where the
look at this
Cortland defense is totally. Yeah, he is going in. Cortland just can't play defense, man. Look at this. I can't believe that the Hawks are just carrying these huge chunks of yardage against.
But watch his play. I mean, let's go back to it.
Yeah, totally stuffed. Nothing doing there.
Yeah.
But look at the over pursuit by the Cortland defenders. Like the cutback was, and then they took the wrong angle to the ball. I mean, geez. Not a good look for the Dragons' run defense right there. And now it's 1st and goal once again.
Good luck guessing if they make it or not here. You know what? I'm going to try something a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to try something a little unique here. See what we can do with this. Give me a moment.
All right. Well, while Frank is trying to do something unique, I want to put this into perspective. Portland is still, was ranked in the top 25 for a while until they lost last week to Brockport. It'll probably be in the top 25 after the win this weekend. Hartwick, on the other hand, has won one game all season. They lost to Wilkes by 17. Alfred State, they won by 10, but otherwise have lost to Kings. They were shut out by St. Lawrence 33-0. Brockport 38-0. They lost to Fisher 49-21. They lost to Alfred 34-7 2 weeks ago, and they lost to Morrisville State 56-28 last season. And here they are about to take the lead on the second-place team in the Empire 8. I'm kind of speechless in this one.
Big play coming up for Union, JB, in a second here. Let's see which one we're going to go to first. We'll go to Union first. 3rd down and 3, starting the 4th quarter right now, near midfield. They need a first down here.
For 126 yards and a touchdown.
Shadow's getting long, and oh boy, that's a big set.
Taken down.
He held on to it. I don't know how. Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, that was lucky for Union because they at least can punt the ball away.
Touchdown Hartwick.
One win Hartwick is taking it to a 7-win former top 25 Portland Dragons. Wow. I don't know, Frank. Even if Cortland won this game, at the end of the day, I don't know if I could vote for them in my top 10 for the East region after seeing this, man. I don't know.
In the meantime,
I'm not impressed.
a broadcast that's worthy of going back to because the camera operators can do their job. It's Kane back at the ball.
Yeah, this still has big implications on Pool C. Kane has been up to the fight all afternoon. This game has actually been probably the best game of the weekend in a way. I mean, like just the grit shown by both sides. It's really been a lot more of an interesting game than I thought it would be, honestly.
Morrisville State is at halftime with St. John Fisher up 42-6. Hartwick,
holy smokes,
kicked the extra point. They chose not to go for 2 there, so it's a 6-point lead. Utica has the ball back. They are down 10-7 against Union, but they have the ball. Kane near midfield. Here's a chance for them. Did he get that? Yes, he did. Wow. It sounds like thoroughbred horses on your end, my friend.
Yes, exactly. They gave him the catch at the 50. Yes. Wow, that's a big. Now the only thing that's driving me nuts about this, Frank, is I don't know what's left on the clock here. Does Kane have plenty of time, or are they starting to run out of time?
Good question.
And they push it, and they're going to be close to the first down, as it looked like.
Portland's got a decent field position after the kickoff. Near the 40, it looks like, maybe 35. Let's see where they put it.
Yeah.
39.
Right on the line here. Union 8-0. Number 14th ranked in the country, leading by a field goal with 13 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think this is one of those weekends, Frank, where a lot of the top 25 teams are, I don't know if they're just running out of gas or they're playing hungry teams like these Pioneers here who are just trying to get something going for the postseason one way or another, or fighting for pride just like this Cougars team. And, oh, man, that was almost a potential touchdown pass right there. Just slipped out of the receiver's fingers.
I think this is 4th down coming up.
That's what sounds like Sean's telling us.
And Galen, play action. It is he throws. He's looking up top, and it's just out of the reach.
Fortunately, no flags on that play, although it looks like one of the Union defenders is a little slow to get up, and there's a trainer running out onto the field, it looks like. I don't know if you're the Cougars, you want to go for a fake punt?
It's a fake!
Yep.
Oh, no! The receiver didn't turn!
Oh, great play call. I can't believe the guy didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
I mean, look at this. I mean, it was pretty easy to tell what it was going to be because of the way they designed that, but he never turned. And oh my goodness.
The guy was. So there's number 38 who just went off the screen, like telling his buddy, like, dude, what were you doing?
And
props to the Union broadcast for actually having the time and down in distance. Thank you, guys.
They can sync it. They can sync it with the scoreboard these days. There's software that actually enables it, and they utilize it. Obviously, a lot of schools don't.
They're getting pretty close to snapping it. He's still not even off the field yet.
Let's go to the.
I'd like to see more.
Portland game in the 4th quarter now.
Yeah, someone sent an email to Hartwick about the same deal to sync it. But all right, see if Segala and company can get something going here. Another big run.
That's a big play
up the middle, and wow, look, he almost broke it.
Looking out to the far side and out.
Well, Van Galen isn't great, but he's been doing enough to at least keep his team in the game. That's the thing. By the way, the wrong team has the ball according to the scoreboard. There is one little malfunction there, but everything else is looking good.
Yeah.
12-17 to go in this game.
Portland trying to respond after Hartwick gets that touchdown on a lot of running plays. There's an easy catch. Out of bounds eventually. Wesley has made it across midfield. We'll show you that after this play, I believe.
Shotgun snap. Van Galen has time, throws it over the middle, and it's knocked away.
Yard line and tries to spin off of it, and coming out of the pile with the football is the middle linebacker, and running the other way. Now stopping the play is Dante Capozzoli. And now the question is, where did Pat go down, and did he fumble it?
That's a bizarre situation there, because you would think that somebody would have blown that whistle earlier.
He's in the end zone at this point, but that's irrelevant. I thought Pack had gotten
Interesting.
They're going to say the football
came loose when it got there. I mean, he was.
How does he not get to the 40?
Yeah, how does he not get to the 40, guys? Come on.
Low snap on this punt attempt here for Utica.
One of his high punts.
Yeah, that's going to take a Union bounce, though, if that's...
Wesley's offense has been struggling at times. The referees have been struggling at times.
Well, while we talk about all that, Cortland knocking on the door.
Finally. I'm thinking a rollout or some kind of run here. Yep, there goes Segala. And that's incomplete.
They didn't get the first down is what he was complaining about there. And it's a fake there. I mean, how many fakes are we seeing in this game? He got the first down. He needed the 40.
Did he oh my gosh, what a play.
Is that the third fake punt in this game?
I think so.
It's like touchdown Cortland.
Wow. Okay. Unbelievable. This game is going back and forth. This half, especially.
You can see up there they did clear the pylon zone, it looks like, and so after the extra point, it's 22-21. In the meantime,
is Finn Duran, and he's got the first down, much more importantly, out to the 45. Somehow got out of a tackle, was right near the line to gain, then got out of the grasp of the Utica defense and got up to the 45. Finn Duran has had a...
Make sure we got everybody. Yeah, Pack's got to come out now.
Seems like the score...
They need the 29, so they're not there yet for the next first down. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I was trying to see if the Middlebury game had gone to a final, but it seems to have frozen up. I'm assuming that they won. Here's a game that you might be interested in, Frank.
Twisted back while he's down on the ground. Got to the
Texas Lutheran, by the way, is taking Mary Hard-Baylor halftime. Mary Hard-Baylor leading 20-3 right now, so they did not score again in that second quarter.
Yeah. Our friend Chad Hammonds mentioned that in our show little chat box there. And Frank, you'll be happy to know that your Montclair State Redhawks lead 29-6 with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's looking like you may have finally broken the Frank Rossi Montclair curse.
Oh!
Oof. And that hit just almost broke number 25 in half. Whoa. He's going to feel that one
look to my left, I guess this is technically, but
I can see the Red Hawk football shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there it is. So, and Wolverines right next to it, who are in this play right here, first down.
That's right.
Sprinting out to his right, nothing available. Looks counterplay. Morocco's on the backfield throws, and it's going to be.
Did he pick that? Yes, he did.
Oh my gosh, and the sideline for Kane is going nuts. 4 turnovers.
They're in their territory. Play it foolish. 2nd and 11. Just throw the...
Let's watch it here. Boy, he turns at the right time to get this. Wow. Great job there by Kane.
Quarterback this afternoon, Ryan Van Galen. Got to the 39, give him 4. And I think Union is going to be quite deliberate down at this end of the field with 8:15 to go.
Yeah, they're gonna milk this clock as long as they can. But they need a score here, Frank. They need a 10-point cushion. 3 points is just not going to be enough to keep the Pioneers at bay.
Before he's met in the,
Our friend Greg Thomas said in our Slack channel, and normally I wouldn't repeat things from it, but this one had me kind of amused. Kane intercepts Wesley just because Wesley can never do it easy. And that's really what the season has been. When you think about Wesley, every possible way they've made these things games. The Montclair game, I mean, so many different games this season.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Another quick score update, Frank, in the MAC. Widener is up 27-21 with 13 minutes left. Jordan Downs just rushed for a touchdown to pull the Monarchs within 6.
They didn't get the first down, Union, so it's 4th down and 2 coming up. And what do you do here? I think you have to go for it.
I think you do, for sure. See if the Dragons defense can come up with a interception or something here. They stuffed that short pass play pretty fast. That was a big stop, although I have no idea what down or distance we're looking at.
First down,
look at Kane go. They're almost to the 40-yard line. They are fighting back. Looks like what's happening here?
They ran out the punt team at the last second. Is this a fake? Yes, it is.
It is a fake. Another fake punt. Great call.
I've never seen,
what a great call by Fairman.
I've never seen so many fake punts in just a few games in my life. That's 5 fake punts we've had on our broadcast today.
And a big fake punt here.
Yeah. Is Coach Craig calling plays from the sideline? What's going on?
I think he's calling from the BlitzER studio.
He might be. I'm feeling the presence of Coach Craig.
All these games are in a timeout type scenario, it seems like. Hartwick is driving a little bit on Cortland, obviously, although I think they have a big play coming up now. Union, with that first down, has run the clock under 6 minutes now, and they're going to be content to run the ball.
From Reed, and now Union is just going to try to run this thing out with Wallner.
Yeah, but they're going to have to still do something here. This game is far from over. Too much time left.
27.
Let's go back to the Wesley game to see Kane lining up here. First down and 10. The 38-yard line. These 3 games mean a lot. That's why we are staying on them for now here. Screen pass. No gain.
Max Langsom, right tackle freshman from Damaris, New Jersey.
Let's go to this Hartwick play. Seems like a big one from the crowd noise.
Yeah, well, they can maybe sense that the tide has turned a little bit. I mean, remember it was 14-3 at halftime.
I think that's the first down, JB.
Scored 19. Yeah, no, that's a.
Gets to the 25.
They're down coming up here for Union, near field goal range, but I don't think you kick necessarily here.
Nope.
So
you try to keep burning the clock down. You force Utica to use their timeouts.
Why are they taking the snap? They have 20 seconds on this play clock. Okay, they pull away, thankfully.
Yeah.
So it gives us time to go back here.
Look at these gaping holes that the Hawks running backs are getting today. Wow, what a job by their offensive line.
When did Hartwick become a running team?
I know. I thought we might have confused them with Becker Hawks today, man.
I think they
This is
marked
not
him
a first
short.
down. Santillo's a little bit short on his, or a little bit long on his assessment there.
Easily, and then kind of didn't get side. It's going to be 4th down. So now another interesting call for head coach Jeff Barrett.
We'll tell you what he does in a moment. Here's a big play coming up for Hartwick.
This looks like 2nd and 1 or 3rd and 1 for
second,
but still about 9 minutes to go. No penalty on that. It looked like there was a couple of possible clips on that play, but
called by Union head coach Jeff Behrman. Union fans,
3 to go in the 4th quarter. Wesley up
Yeah.
by 7. 2 wide receivers both ways. Says something to Asari, his tailback.
we'll see what happens with the playoffs, Frank. But Jeff Behrman's making a strong case for a potential kind of Coach of the Year award, in my opinion. He's really done a heck of a job for Union.
Yeah, you think? I mean, seriously, it's almost a no-brainer at this point.
Yeah, Coach Mangoni from Brockport, you could say the same thing. I mean, I know he won it a couple of years ago, and deservedly so. But
at the O-line, just give them the push.
Yeah.
First down. 9:35 left is what I read on that clock there. Here's Kane at midfield.
2nd and 10.
He caught it.
Look at that catch. Wow.
These aren't pretty catches, but they are being made. Here's 4th down and 1 for Union. These are 3 great finishes coming up here right now.
Fourth down and 1, huge play here. Shotgun snap. They give it to Wallner. Wallner's got the first down.
Got it. Great job by this young Dutchman offensive line. Get the job done.
Utica's going to have to burn some timeouts, it looks like to me. Well, yeah, it's not a sure first down. We're going to get back to it after this play.
That Kane quarterback sure was holding the ball out a little too far for my liking.
They're going to measure this.
Try to slap it. Oh, no way.
The linesman took a step to his left, and you would think based on that, it was an easy first down.
Pretty easily, I thought.
Yeah.
Interception.
Interception. That's a killer right there. And look, he might return this all the way. He's going. He's going to go. But he's got one man to beat. One of the linemen just catches him. Wow. What a great play.
Boy, oh boy, that was...
First down Union.
That was close.
Second down and 7 coming up, I believe, for Hartwick here. 8:47 left. Ball's on a 22-yard line. We'll go back in a moment.
Talking it over here, trying to...
They're going to call a block in the back apparently here and wipe out or hold most of this. The interception is going to be not counting in this situation, he's saying. Oh, wow, JB.
Old keeping Kane alive.
Greg Thomas said it. They can't make it easy.
They cannot make it easy. Wow, that is shocking.
Yeah, seriously, the ball wasn't even close to where the contact occurred, and yet that's why it's not pass interference, it's a hold. First down, Hartwick by penalty.
Say it's after a hold on the run back, so
illegal block on the run back. So it is
okay. Wesley does get the ball back. That's what I thought they were calling initially. Last time I believe Sean.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait, what just happened?
So on the interception, on the run back, there was a hold. So it was a post-interception
okay,
foul.
so the interception stood, but the Yeah, okay. That makes a little more sense. It's like, wait a minute.
Thanks to Wally Wabash, Greg Thomas, for saying the BlitzER is awesome right now. We appreciate you, Greg, and apologize for the confusion on that play, but I don't think anybody on this end would have known what was happening there based on, you can't see the whole field and what the calls are. Here's Hartwick.
Yeah.
First and goal from the 9.
Now it looks like we're under 8 minutes to go.
You got it. Let's go to Union here. They have not scored yet. They're trying to take down this clock as much as possible. This is a big play, though. I mean, setting yourself up for third and short would be huge here.
Score here, though.
Another handoff, and it's
But
stuffed.
it's going to be third and long.
Yeah, that's a win for the Pioneers' defensive line and linebackers there. I don't know what if
spend another timeout. So
yeah, they just hit the point of attack. Quick timeout.
Utica's spent 2 timeouts. Now it's third down.
Go to the Hartwick game.
Look at the size of that running lane. It just keeps pushing forward.
Remember, as we merge back out here, the score is 22-21. A field goal would give Hartwick the lead with 7 minutes left. It's third and goal coming up from the 3-yard line.
This is crazy. This would be like, I don't know. It's just hard to believe that a team that struggled as badly as Hartwick has this season is really getting close to beating Portland. Wow.
You're missing nothing in the other games. Wesley's trying to take clock down. Actually, there's a penalty against Wesley, it looks like, so they are deep in their own territory here, and the timeout here allows us to go see this. Huge gain. Huge gain. And then some. Touchdown, Wesley.
Yeah. Is that Peel? Another quick update, Frank. Although it's outside of the East, Muhlenberg has beaten Gettysburg 44-3. They clinch a share of the Centennial Conference Championship and the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
Union does not get the first down.
They're going to kick the field goal here.
Okay.
This is dangerous. They're going to kick the field goal for a 6-point lead.
Yeah.
Third and goal from the 3 for Hartwick coming up. They're coming back into the field. We'll see which comes up first here. We'll actually go to the extra point for this game because that's going to be the only active game of the 3.
How much time is left in the game with Wesley?
Can't be much.
Yeah, I thought they said it was under 2 minutes, so that'll
112.
That was a good stop there by the Portland defense. They needed that. Fourth down based on the raised fist of the referee. So it's like the field goal unit's coming out here again.
For Union, here's their kick.
Uh-oh.
That's good.
Oh, just snuck it in. That thing almost looked wide left. But it's not over.
Yeah.
Halpin's got 2 this afternoon, and Union goes up 13-7.
Hartwick for the lead. It is blocked.
The crowd is going nuts. That's got to be at least the 6th or 7th block field goal today.
Let's see if we can see what happened exactly here as we dove or zoom into it a little bit. Yeah. Unreal. But now, Cortland, they do spot the ball correctly in this game. Cortland has it at the 5.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. And wait a minute, he's gone.
Turn the
Cortland's about to score a touchdown.
Turn the camera.
Turn the camera.
But guess what? JB, at the end of the day, if Cortland goes up 8, Hartwick could still tie it with another possession. That's the funny thing about this. Did he get there?
There he goes. Can't tell. It doesn't look like he scored because
nobody's excited.
And I thought Hobart broadcast
not even close. This is about the worst I've ever seen.
Hobart has actually really turned things around this season, and they've done a great job.
We appreciate the fact that Hartwick allows us to carry this feed. That said, for the alumni, for everybody who's trying to watch this game, you got to do better, please.
Yeah, this game has a national audience right now. Come on. Let's go.
Not just that game, but this game too. And look at where Utica is.
They've certainly got enough
time for
Van Galen.
Running for his life.
Feel the pressure.
Pass is complete.
Holding coming up.
I don't know. Could be a holding penalty, maybe.
Holding call here, I believe, on Utica.
That's usually in the neighborhood where that happens.
Kane needs a miracle.
You can't hold the ball that long, buddy.
I think he got the completion.
Nice throw. Yeah, he did. That was nice. He got 1 foot in bounds, so that's good. All right. First down, timeout. Maybe too little too late for Kane, but you got to tip your cap to Coach Garrett and Cougars. They really played their tails off today.
Okay, the camera finally turned at Hartwick. We'll go back there in a moment to see what that means.
Throws it up.
And that was touchdown Cortland.
Finally, a touchdown was scored. Big extra point.
Yeah.
Looks good to me.
Yep. Hartwick fans are not happy about that. You hear a lot of boos and screaming from the stands there, but that's a big that was a big possession for Cortland. I mean, they basically went 99 yards in like 3 or 4 plays. Biggest lead of the game for the Dragons.
Completes the pass to Keegan Wright.
Trouble there for
third down and 7 or 8.
Yeah, the zone was off a little bit because they knew they needed 20 yards, so they gave him the underneath route. He took it. But yeah, long third down coming up, and probably a 2-down territory situation for Utica, who...
By the way, Cole Burgess was a receiver for the touchdown from 14 yards out. 5-11 left.
Not a surprise.
Game at halftime, 13-12. Kane marching down the field near the red zone. A flag went down after a Marcus Gaspard interception.
A long return.
Yeah, that was negated by a block in the back, and thankfully not what we thought was illegal contact. Trips left, 1 right, and then Marcellus
all right.
Touchdown run to put the game away. Shotgun for Taylor, steps up, rolling out to his right. He breaks contain, goes deep. He's got a receiver.
There you go.
There's the ball game. Another interception. Yep.
Here's a big play, 4th and 8, Utica. This is the game.
Van Galen gets the snap. Union, it's knocked away. Cass knocks. They were looking for Palmer.
And both of Wesley and Union fans can breathe a huge sigh of relief there.
As Union will get the football back, and the Dutchmen are going to improve to 9-0.
Well, Union's got to worry about this RPI juggernaut that ran over Ithaca this week on next week. In the Dutchman Shoes game.
No kidding.
It's at Union, but this is going to be a tough ask
going to come out
ultimately.
And it looks like just take a couple knees, and the Dutchmen are going to be 9-0. It wasn't easy. It may not have been pretty.
It wasn't.
Bellamy will take a knee, and this clock's going to roll.
It took a lot longer than I thought it would, Frank, but it's now officially over. Middlebury is 9-0. They've just wrapped it up and outside of Boston. They are rushing the field, and there you go.
Hartwick's got a chance left here, but they've got to get the ball downfield pretty quickly.
Looks like Salisbury's taking their foot off the gas there. Lead is still 48 to 14 at the start of the third quarter. Well on their way to being the NJAC champs.
This season. Concord Pet Food and Supplies, still locally owned with 31 area locations. First Orthopedics, whose office is now in Dover. Listen to the Medical Minute with Dr.
I've gotten a few texts from some Wesley fans that we know that are kind of a little bit down on their team for struggling to put this one away. But at the end of the day, a win's a win.
So Union will be 9-0 next
So, JB, here's what we've got left. We've got the Morrisville State game, which is pretty much not a game. Wesley has won. Union has won. My earpiece is dying, so that tells you how long the battery lasts on it right now. But we still have.
I had to put mine back in the charger.
Final statistics.
Yep. But here's Hartwick with a chance. They need to go deep here.
Yep. Well, I gave them the underneath stuff and...
Nope, fumble. But they got it back.
Okay. Well, there's still enough time in this game for Hartwick to score and tie it up.
Yeah, but they definitely need to bounce here. Yeah, a lot of deflation that occurred once that field goal was blocked, and then they give a touchdown.
Yep. Yeah,
4th and 6, this is.
More, full speed or, up-tempo offense. Yeah, they seem to be a little bit. But, when you're a 1-7 team and you're not used to winning ball games, this is sometimes, what comes naturally. So here comes a blitz off the outside, gets picked up. And the feed is freezing up on us a little bit. And look at that quarterback run. I think that was short, though. They're going to have to punt.
No, that was 4th down.
Oh, that was 4th down. Okay, well, in that case, yeah, that's this could be game over here pretty soon.
We've got 2 minutes left on the air here.
Why is it's like Pat is doing play-by-play in our chat room with live stats. All right, cool. Thanks, Pat.
We're back in here. Like I said, we only have a couple minutes left. You've got Hartwick right now struggling. They've got to stop him. Go ahead.
So let's do a quick recap here. So as we said before, Salisbury comfortably ahead to win the NJAC. Framingham is locked up the Mascac, Brockport, the Empire 8, Western New England, the CCC, Union, the Liberty League. They're now 9-0. They will probably move up, I think, in the rankings. Wesley has survived as a Pool C team. Ithaca has dropped out as a Pool C team, most likely. We have a ECFC playoff bid that's going to a team that will probably end up being 4-6. We've got Del Val winning the MAC with Stevenson effectively taking second place. Maybe it's good enough to get into the rankings, but likely no Pool C out of the MAC. So basically, I can't foresee any second Pool C team at this point, Frank. It sort of feels like it's Cortland if they can win this game against Hartwick and then beat Ithaca next week.
Cortland will have about a 5:30 strength of schedule if they beat Ithaca. Well, either way, win, lose, or draw against Ithaca, that'll be their strength of schedule. About 5:30 is my projection on it. And if that is the case, then a 9-1 team with about a 5:30 might even have a higher strength of schedule than Wesley does. But Cortland's wins against regionally ranked opponents is going to be the struggle. Because who have they beaten regionally ranked?
Yeah, they lost to Brockport, and I guess it would. Yeah, Alfred's not going to crack in there.
Ithaca won't because they'll probably drop out with the loss, and therefore they would lose again.
Oddly enough, after all the crazy stuff that happened this weekend, WPI might actually stay in the top 10.
Agreed.
One team with a dominating win.
Although Hobart and Stevenson would lay claim, I think, right now outside saying, look, why not us? Hobart's got to win still.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. So in a way, I think you could say that the rankings might not change very much other than Ithaca dropping out and probably Wilkes. So there's really only 2 spots that are going to change after this weekend, barring, there's what's going on in this Wesley film. What? Looks like the camera. Whoa. All right. Maybe that's a signal to start to wrap it up here.
Well, we'll wrap up after we see what happens in this drive. This drive could seal it right now for Cortland. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. And the one thing that I left out is the fact that as we said at the top of the show and multiple times, the NUMAC title situation is still up in the air because you basically have a bunch of 5-1 teams with WPI, MIT, and Springfield. Springfield and MIT play each other head-to-head. WPI's final game, I think, is against, let's see here, their final game, I think it's against Maine Maritime, which their team is get in that conference. Oh yeah, no, they played Norwich, who
John Carroll is losing right now, by the way, which is a Pool C gimme scenario. John Carroll with their loss to only Mount Union so far, but they're losing to Heidelberg.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Heidelberg wins that game. I don't think John Carroll is a top 25 worthy team from what I saw in the game that I watched them play. Maybe they'll prove me wrong at some point down the road. Salisbury just added another touchdown. They're up 55-14. So just a matter of time before the clock runs out on them going 8-0 and being your NESCAC champs. So one game I haven't checked on, Frank, which I think is probably a pretty easy one to call, but just for the diehards there. Oh, interesting. Okay, at halftime, Oshkosh leads River Falls 20-10. River Falls, I think, is only a 1 or 2 win team. Oshkosh cracked the regional rankings for the West. Their winning today would be good for Salisbury as having an extra win over a regionally ranked opponent. So out west, Oshkosh hanging on to a 10-point lead at the half.
Wartburg is going to lose
Whitewater,
today. They are down 42-14 at halftime, Wartburg, against Central.
Whitewater is tied 3-3 with the end of the first quarter just out. That's interesting.
Yeah, but look at
one of the likely top number 1 seeds.
Central beating Wartburg. What does that do? Well, Central becomes a potential Pool C threat here. Wartburg loses. Central, well, looks like we would line up with a definite Pool C threat in their conference, the ARC, American Rivers Conference.
Yeah.
Field goal here for Cortland would seal the deal.
Yeah, not sure how much time is left, but it certainly would. It's got to be close to 5 or 4 minutes remaining, which is too much time for Hartwick to come back and score twice, I think.
It's good.
Like
it's
good.
An 11-point game. And so, JB, with that, I believe it is time for us to sign off ourselves. You can see the Wesley game is done. Yep. You can see the Morrisville State game is a little bit closer, but it's not going anywhere. The Cortland link, or Hartwick link, is at Hartwick's football schedule page. I don't know if it made it onto D3Football.com today, but it is there and available. It is on their page as well. So go to D3Football.com scoreboard page for that. Otherwise, the Hobart game is going to be important for a lot of reasons, especially overall ordering of teams right now. As my earpiece dies, I'm going to say we should sign off. Thank you, sir, for sticking with me throughout the day. And folks, if you liked it, we got our bugs kind of ironed out as the day went along. But that allows us to practice for what's going to be probably the first round of the playoffs coming up in 2 weeks, and the what do we call Bracket Blitz show at that point in time for D3Football.com. So if you liked it, let us know. Put it in the comments. We appreciate that feedback. And otherwise, we will see you as we watch our Hartwick kickoff. It doesn't go far, so that's not going to get any better down there. We will see you throughout the week on In the Huddle with plenty of coverage, post chat, interviews, and also regional rankings live when they come out on Wednesday. JB, thank you, sir.
Thank you. And hey, there's Jason. Hey, Jason.
Bye, folks.
All right. Thanks, guys.